What's up, everybody? It's your boy Playas Life, coming with the Playas Life channel. You know what I'm saying? Got a special guest coming on, Auston Holleman. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come on here. He gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, pretty much dating outside of America, and then he gonna talk about American women and the women like in Brazil and other countries and stuff. But before I let him come on and before other people come on the show, I'm gonna play a short video of somebody, you know what I'm saying, giving their opinion on what Auston is saying and what Auston is doing. So I'm gonna play this short video and I'm gonna give y'all the opportunity to give y'all opinion. I'm gonna drop the link in the description after the video so people can come up and talk. But let's get into this video.
I'm crazy, but I don't know. Maybe a guy like this, maybe they got the vibe that he had weak game. Because if you're on YouTube complaining every video, if you're talking about how hard you got it, if you're talking about how American women is like this and like that, a woman is probably going to get the vibe that you're not that type of guy who's attractive enough to get shit popping the way you want to get it popping.
Now, y'all heard what Mr. Lucario said. I ain't really no big fan of Mr. Lucario anyway, but he's trying to say that Auston might not can get women in America since he's complaining so much. And I think that's the opinion. In some cases, I think some people and some men might have issues getting women in America. So that's why they go overseas. But I don't think that's the case with everybody. I think pretty much men choose what they want to do. It's men out here who have no problem getting women and they go to America. I dated women that that's not from America too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can be more submissive. Sometimes they can, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I have a problem with dating women in America. I do not. But at the same time, it's a difference when you start dating outside of America. But I got the link in the description for anybody that want to come up and talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting on, Auston to come up here and some other people to come on the show too. I know this may be off topic, but should you always approach a female that you're interested in? Yes, I believe that. If you got a woman that you're interested in, I definitely believe you should approach her. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in life that if you see something you want, you should go for it. Because if you don't take the opportunity, then you don't want to have no regrets, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just like traveling, doing something you want. It could be anything. It ain't just got to be women. If you see something you want, go for it. Don't keep your mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? And I preach that a lot on my channel. I believe in going for what I want, and I believe in going to get it. I mean, you only can get a yes or no, because if the woman ain't feeling you, she ain't feeling you. And that's anywhere. I don't care if you're in America, overseas. I don't care where you go in life. If you see a woman you want, go for it. And that's just my opinion. But to get back on the topic about American women, overseas women, some of y'all guys, let me know what y'all think. Like, what's y'all opinion about the overseas women and the women in America, though? You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of guys saying things like women overseas are better. Women overseas have better hygiene. I hear some people saying they're more cooperative. They're better partners. I mean, is this stuff true? How to become back confident to approaching women? You said how to become confident. To become confident in approaching women, I would think to get back confidence just to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you stop doing, let's say you're in a relationship and you got a girlfriend or something, and you break up with her, I think that actually just putting yourself out there again. So my thing would be, if you're trying to get back confident approaching women, just go up to women and have conversations. Just go up to them and talk to them. Just present yourself to them then. Because when you talk to these women and you go up there and have conversations with them, then that'll make things better. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's about getting comfortable and vibing with women again. So that's all you have to do. Just put yourself out there. You don't even got to try to date them or talk to them. Just go up to them and have regular conversations. Bob and with Fred said no comparison. So what do you mean no comparison? So you saying that pretty much hands down, women overseas are just better than women in America? I mean, I feel you on that though. Women in the U.S. don't compete to the slightest. Okay, why do women in America don't compete? And I mean, I'm not gonna say women in America can't compete with women overseas. I just think it's a different culture, and I think it's just different. Like, don't get it wrong, women overseas, like I had a woman from Africa come on here. Her name was Olga. She pretty much said they're raised to be submissive. They're raised to be be ladies. They raised to play their part, their place. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a different situation. What's up, boss? Good night, man.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
All right.
One moment.
All right, take your time, man.
I can hear you now.
All right, what's up, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent, and you?
Well, I'm doing great, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you got a lot of people hitting you up because I've been seeing you on a lot of lives and stuff. I know you're pretty busy right now.
Oh yeah.
But you a person that travel a lot, right?
Yeah. I started this year, but I'm going out in a few weeks for the third time, and I'm about to go out a fourth time this year. So at least 4 times a year. I'm gonna keep that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. I think more people should travel, especially outside the US or just travel, period. But I know you went viral on TikTok for your comments about we should leave American women alone and not marry them. So I wanted to ask you more about that. So what's your opinion on American women compared to women overseas?
Well, I was saying not to just not marry them, don't deal with them at all.
Okay.
For anything.
Okay.
American women are typically entitled, rude, high standards, bad hygiene. And in Brazil, it was the complete flip.
Oh, okay. It was a complete flip. Okay. Now, when you say all these things about American women, is it like, I don't know what type of women you date. Is it like black women, white women, or just all of them combined? Because I know it got to be certain groups that could be worse than others.
So, of course, black women have it the worst out of all of them, but I've dealt with the same issues from all of them.
Oh, okay. So, what did you think about what Mr. Lucario said? You might have problems. Men that want to go overseas probably got problems in America dating women. How you feel about that?
That's usually a shaming tactic that females use. He doesn't know me.
Yeah. He probably, you hot right now, so it probably just a good conversation you want to have because he don't know if you can get women over here or not. Because he's supposed to be a player, dating coach, and stuff like that. Now I will say this. I think it's some men. I've heard men say, "I'm going to just go overseas. I don't need any game because I'm going overseas." Now I do think that if you go overseas, if you have a problem getting women in America, it just ain't gonna change overseas. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to get women. I mean, it might be women are different, but I don't think you a man that probably has a problem getting women over here. You just don't want to date the women over here. But some guys do have problem getting women, and they think the solution is to get a passport and go overseas. I'm like, okay, now that's not the solution. Because let's say you weird in America, you probably gonna be weird overseas. Because those women overseas ain't gonna drop their standards just because you from America. We are foreign to them, so we do come off as like, okay, I want to talk to them because like I invite women on my show and they be foreign and they be trying to call me and stuff. So they look at us as like superstars a little bit. So I would understand men going over there and it seems like it might be easier, but don't think that if you can't get women in America, it's going to change overseas. That's all I want to tell a lot of people too.
Yeah, the quality of women you get improves. So it's not that I couldn't get anybody here, but
right.
The women that I wanted, they played a lot of sabotaging games that made them kind of useless and pointless to deal with. And they were highly insecure. And when I went overseas, that same quality, shit, even better, of women were just easy, nice. They were just easygoing. Is the perfect explanation. The women are easygoing.
I agree. Like American women sometimes do feel like they're entitled, and some of them can be arrogant. And like I had seen one of your videos, I think the simps in America are making these women like this. They spend this money on them. All it takes is a big booty, showing their booty cheeks. Like I got into it with this dating coach. She pretty big. I'm looking at the picture she got. I'm thinking, is your following coming from you having knowledge of being a dating coach or you showing your ass? And that's what a lot of these women are living off of in America. Instagram has ruined the game in America. And I'm not saying the women overseas can't do it, but you tend to see they're just different. They dress and act like American women too. But if American women didn't have the let's say nobody over here looked up to these women because of their body, what would American women do if they had Instagram? What would you be if nobody gave a damn about your ass and your titties? And I think that's a big problem with American women. These guys are making them feel like, okay, you got this big ass, so I'm gonna kiss your ass. And then when guys like me and you come up to them or try to talk to them, they think they better than us. And I don't think that happens overseas. Because I talk to women that in America, I ain't never been over in these countries, but I've talked to women from other countries in America, and they just different. You know what I'm saying? They treat you different, they act different. Not saying they're not any good American women, but it's just a difference. And they're raised to be different. So that means that I think we need to start raising our women and men to be the same way, especially our women. Like the women are not raising these women to be submissive or be ladies. They're not even playing their role. These women are out here playing different roles. They learning from their parents.
Yeah. Well, they have social media in Brazil because a lot of people like to blame the issues that we deal with the women on social media. Some people like to blame the black dating issue on slavery, which is BS. But they have social media in Brazil too. So I said it's a combination of the American culture, feminism, and social media.
Okay, like you said about slavery. Okay, let's say slavery was a part of it. How long are we gonna keep saying that? Because slavery been over. You know what I'm saying? And it might be affecting people. I mean, it might still be affecting things, but at the same time, we have the chance to change. Like one person change, the next person change. You can't keep making excuses. And that's with everything in life. So if you're gonna keep using the slavery thing, you're gonna always be behind. This is like saying I ain't got no car, that's why I ain't got no job. Then there's people out here with no cars, catching buses, got a job. If you're gonna use an excuse to why you're not successful, you will never be able to get past that problem. And I think that's what goes on. And I think like I've seen a lot of women, and men too, but I see a lot of women in America accept the role of I'm a side bitch. And stuff like that. They accept that role. Like, hold up, you accept the role of being a side chick? I accept the role of being your bottom chick and shit like that. And how, I mean, who would date somebody? Who want to date a woman who accepts that role? Like, you'll never hear. I ain't never heard no foreign women saying they accept that role. Not saying they don't. I don't think they'll say stuff like that. Like, I'll be a side chick. Like Kevin Samuels got on some of the women about calling themselves something they're not. Talking about, I'm a boss. And you don't own shit. You don't run shit. You're not a supervisor at your job. I mean, it's one thing to say it, but actually be doing these things, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're delusional.
Yeah, they are delusional. But so I know you said something about hygiene, and I know they're probably riled up a lot of women. So you saying that Brazilian women got better hygiene than the women you talk to in America?
Yeah, I've never ran into a Brazilian woman that smelled up the entire room.
Damn, that's disgusting. And a woman from America smelling up the whole damn room. That's bad. I mean, and it do happen though. It does happen.
Yeah.
So that means that those women are taking better care of themselves. You're saying.
Yeah, and when you bring it up to women like this, they have they take so little accountability. When you bring up bad pHs, they'll say, well, that's because they having sex with men without protection. Well, number one, you letting them do that. Number two, I don't give a damn where it came from. Just don't whip it out on me.
Right. I mean, my thing is, if a woman is having a lot of sex, that means you ain't taking time to wash up there, because you probably take baths before sex and after sex, I would think. So that's not an excuse. I've heard older women say all this stuff these women be using to keep themselves clean, you just ain't washing your ass correctly. And that's what's going on if they're having hygiene problems. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't know what to say about that. That's something personal, because if you're having hygiene problems and men can call it out. Now, one thing I can say about these American women, I mean, a lot of men have been saying they're tired of them. They're saying they want to go overseas. But these American women are losing to these foreign women when it comes to their men. And I think they're cool with it. They don't care. Because at the end of the day, they know they got the simps over here. But I think a lot of these American women don't want to, I mean, they don't even want to stand up for anything. Like, okay, you losing your men, you're getting talked down on, and then when you give them the opportunity to get their platform, someone would like to make up lies. Like, you being a big YouTuber about to be anyway, I won't be surprised they start coming at you about your sexuality. They can't beat you fair. So they're going to start talking about he gay, or he can't get no one like Mr. Clarkario. They're going to find ways to come at you because they can't beat you in a fair battle. And that's bad when black women do stuff like that. And then you got the black men who will come and protect them to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, I've been called gay before, like hundreds of times. I mean,
it's crazy though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, if that's the only thing you got to bring up is somebody's sexuality because you losing. And that's the thing about women. You can get, like, I could give women the platform to come up here now. They're afraid to come up here and talk about these type of topics about hygiene, women in the overseas being better. They won't come up here and defend themselves. Like, okay, you automatically lose. If you afraid to get up here, if all these men are saying these things about you, I want to hear what you got to say. You say that stuff ain't true. Like, I talked to a woman today. She said none of that stuff is true. Okay, come on the show and let me know it ain't true. Go on some of these shows and tell these men that you're lying so y'all can have a debate about it or whatever. But they're afraid to come up here. So it makes me think the stuff these men are saying is true. It's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of women in America, and I don't have a problem with dating the women in America. I feel like some of them entitled, like you said. I do really feel like that. And I'm just wondering where they came from. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering, is it because of single parent homes or stuff like that?
Well, Americans,
I'm wondering why they came from. Hey Don, Bert, you gotta stuff like that. Cut off your YouTube. All right, what was you about to say, man?
I was about to say Americans in general are entitled. That's any race, any gender. When we go other places in the world, we feel like we're American. So I think that what you're just seeing is that at the home front is just on steroids now, to the point where we're affecting each other with it.
So let me ask you this question though: do you think that even though, okay, what is your opinion about these dudes going to overseas and paying for sex? Do you think it's cool for dudes to do that? I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I'm all for prostitution. I paid one time in Brazil. I don't like prostitutes. I like to kiss women in the mouth. I'm not kissing.
Right.
So, I mean, prostitutes serve a purpose. Honestly, the reason that women play games in the United States is because we don't have enough prostitutes.
So you think that we had more prostitutes that'll change things?
Yeah, you ain't gonna hold off your sex.
True. What's up, Don? How you doing tonight?
How you doing?
So, I mean, what's your opinion on the topic, Don?
My opinion.
You said what?
I think it's one thing to go away. Hold on, I think it's one thing to go away and maybe like somebody in a different country, but to sit there and consciously look for a woman in a different country, I feel like he's running, scared, or don't want to deal with it. We all got generational curses here.
So you're saying that men that go overseas are scared of the women in America?
If they only want to deal with women across seas, like if they go across seas and they fall in love, that's fine. But to specifically just go across seas to look for a woman because you don't want to deal with no woman here, it's a runner.
So let me ask you a question. What if these men don't have problems getting women in America and they just had bad experience and they feel like, well, I want to go overseas and try something different? Because women go overseas all the time and go to different places and talk to men too. So that could be the same case for the women too, right?
Well, what I'm saying is, you're saying that he had a bad experience, so he ran. You just said it. Bad experience, I'm out. I want somebody who's going to stay here and fight because I'm a fighter too. I want to make it right. I want to heal, and I want my black man to heal too, together. So all this running.
Let me ask you this question though. Now, with all these men saying this bad stuff about American women, could some of this stuff be true? I mean, I'm not saying every American woman is like that, but could some of this stuff be true? It's a lot of guys that actually believe that the solution is going overseas and getting them a woman because they believe the women overseas are more submissive, better attitudes. Is that a problem in America with the women? Do the American women have these bad attitudes and feel like they're entitled?
The word I'm hearing is easy. They think it's easier. Easy is never always good.
Yeah, but men don't like
easier because she's not going to get talent. And as far as the older, I'm sure if you've been with a lot of women, I'm sure maybe some do, but all women don't smell. And did you still sleep with them after they were smelling? I'm just curious.
I would hope not.
I mean, it's probably some men that do, but What's up, vibing with Fred? How you doing tonight, man?
What's up? What's up with it, man? How you doing? Hey, I was told to join your channel, man. I've heard some good things about you. One of the guys that subbed to my channel, I have a channel as well. He told me to hop on your channel and spill my beans. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Dallas originally as well. I've been hearing about Austin a lot, bro. So
yeah,
keep doing your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We both from Dallas as well. I've lived in Brazil for a year now, so I got a lot of stuff to say. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching. You know, I've been observing, and I make content as well. So I would say, me personally, I've commented in your chat, and I was saying that there is no comparison to the women in Brazil versus in the States. Again, I'm from the States, so I've lived here my whole life. I've lived in Brazil this last year, and like Austin said, hygiene is on top. You know what I'm saying? You'll see these chicks, bro. I like feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm a feet guy, and they you know they say like, oh, these chicks them got nice feet, bro. That's bullshit. These women take care of their feet. They take care of their mouth. They take care of their looks. They live in the gym. They eat good. You know what I'm saying? They eating fresh everything. These are some of the most committed and dedicated women that I've seen as far as outer appearance that I've ever met. There's just no comparison on just that part alone.
Now, how long you been in Brazil?
Since 2021.
Okay, so you saying hands down, these women in America can't compete with the Brazilian women?
No, bro, it's not a comparison. It's not even fair, honestly.
Wow,
that's
a bold statement though. That's a bold statement though.
And the thing is, I can stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'll just tell you, my first day in Brazil trumped my whole entire experience in the U.S. for the simple fact that if I just walk up to you, I can speak Portuguese. So if I just walk up to you having a normal conversation, you know, it ain't your day, your what you had going on today ain't gonna affect me. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna affect the mood of our conversation. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in Walmart and I talk to a chick right now, if she had a bad day, she about to blow that shit up on me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If I'm at the bar, you know what I'm saying? If she with her homie, she about to spaz out. I ain't and if you know what I'm saying? And if it's on that type of time where it's like I ain't feeling it, then I'm an ain't shit nigga, or it is this and that, or you know, it's just it's a lot of run around and ropes, just for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And that comes from how they was brought up though. Cause like, you know, I learned, and that's not all black women, but a lot of black women have horrible customer service. This is
how I look at it. This is how I look at it. And I get this analogy the other day. I look at the women in the States like if I got a box full of snakes, right, and all 10 of them is venomous, you got one in there is not. Are you willing to risk reaching in there and pulling out one that's it's like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna just do away with the whole damn box. You feel me? I'm not reaching in the shit. I'm not even finna dabble. I'm not testing the water. I've already been bit 9 times. I'm not finna reach in there for that last one. So that's how I look at dating in the States now, bro. It's just like, there's no point.
One thing I can say about you and Austin, y'all are bold enough to come out and say, especially Austin, because a lot of people feel the same way y'all do, but then they're afraid to say it. And some men are not going to say what they feel. I'm not saying nothing bad about black women in America or women, period. Some of these men are scared to say this because they don't want to. It's pretty much simping. I don't want to mess up these women. Like, you ain't even getting these women. Why would you be scared to offend them? If you feel a certain way, be real about yours, because they're being real about theirs. Right. So I feel like people who are honest, if that's how you feel, be real about it, because being yourself and being real helps things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people feel the same way y'all do, but they're very afraid to say this stuff.
Right.
They don't want to offend these women. Like, some people, that, you know what I'm saying? That's what it comes with the simp. I don't want to offend these women because I think I got a chance of having sex with them when she ain't even fucking interested in you.
Yo, I mean, personally, I don't give a shit about nobody's feelings. I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm gonna speak my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And they talk their shit all day long, whether it be online or with their group of friends or whatever it is. So we just use our platform to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? We're not hurting nobody. We're not saying like causing harm to nobody. We're just speaking how we feel.
Right,
you know
right.
So
let me think. So I mean, this is one of my questions I want to ask too. So you saying it's better. So you saying pretty much they got better morals over there too. Like, the women just have their morals are better.
they're raised differently, bro. Like they not. I mean, most times I've only met one chick, and this is out of the year I've been living here. I only met one chick who doesn't have both parents in the household, and that's due to her dad passing away because of COVID. That's the only reason. So the family dynamic from the jump is tight knit. They got both. That's a big, huge part of everything. How they treat you as a man. Period. It doesn't matter if you're American. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they only treat you like that American." They treat Brazilian dudes the same damn way. So, you know what I'm saying? You go to Thailand, they treat the same little Thai dudes the same way they're gonna treat you. So it's no difference. Of course, you got the one up because you're an American, but they're gonna treat any man the same way when you come in correct.
So let me ask y'all a question. You said I'm asking everybody on the panel a question. So you saying that they don't have any single parent homes over there like that. So what could we do to change the things in America? Then if that's a big problem, what could
you guys? I want to say, first of all, Brazil is not a utopia. There's a lot of single mothers as well because the Brazilian dudes ain't shit. True. And any Brazilian woman would tell you the Brazilian men, I mean, but can you blame them though? It's a lot of beautiful women. So the rate of uncommitted relationships, you got people cheating on each other, like that type of shit. Like it's a lot of temptations in Brazil. I'm not sure if you've ever been, but Auston can tell you if you got a baddie with you right now, you go outside, you're gonna see 100 more. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about the dudes that live here. It's the same way. So
you feel like, okay, let's say a guy, like I was asking Auston earlier, let's say a guy ain't got no game in America, he ain't getting no women. Do you
that's
think
false?
He go overseas?
That is absolutely false, bro. That is absolutely false.
So you saying overseas it'll change? He'll start getting women.
Yes, absolutely. Only reason I say that is because in Brazil, and this is one of I made a video before about the things that changed my whole perspective when I traveled to Brazil the first time. And the biggest thing was that they do not care physically what you look like. Like all the requirements that women have in the States, as far as like, he got to be 6 foot tall, he got to have a beard, he got to have this, he got to have that. These women do not care. You can be older, you can have gray hair, you can be short. You know what I'm saying? As long as you treat them good and you gentle with them, you know what I'm saying? And you got a good energy and good vibe, they're gonna rock with you, regardless. It don't matter. I've seen dudes that physically are not attractive according to the American standard, and they be having baddies in Brazil.
So you saying you don't need no game over there? You just be some regular guy.
Just be yourself, bro. You don't need game.
Sounds easy.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. So what was you about to say, Don?
Okay.
No, I said it sounds easier to me. It sounds easy to me.
But you said earlier, easy don't mean better. What did you mean by that?
It doesn't necessarily mean better because you're saying, dating, you're going out there, you're talking to a woman, you're having sex or whatever. Now, what happens to the dynamics? Have any of y'all had a long relationship in another country?
I have a Facebook group with 1,000 men, and there's hundreds of men that have wives and they live in other countries.
There's hundreds of men that have wives that live here too, sir.
Well, thanks for telling me that. That's not what I was talking about.
I mean, like, my thing is, like, you know what I'm saying? If you feel, I see guys that go overseas just to pay for sex. If that's making you happy, I think you should go.
I mean, people keep saying that, but I'm like, if they are, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss, but like, if they are going, who cares, bro? Like, let these men do what they do. Me personally, I don't advocate dealing with prostitutes, especially in Brazil, because what's the point? You feel me? Like, there's a lot of beautiful women that's willing to just have fun and have a good time. You don't have to pay for shit. But what's the difference? But my thing is, what's the difference in the States? Like, these chicks want to be taking the roof, Chris. It ain't shit free. You know what I'm saying? You either pay on the front end or the back end. So it's the same thing.
You know what? I'm agree with you because I know guys that say, you know what? I don't want the drama. I'd rather just deal with that or whatever. It's their problem. Whatever they choose. Yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna just go like, hey, I'm gonna hit this little brothel real quick. Auston, you in town? Let's hit this little club real quick. Right. I'm not doing that. I'll be like, yo, I got a shorty. She got a homegirl. They want to grab some caipirinhas. Let's have a good time. Period. That's all you can do.
Let me ask you a question, Don. Do you feel like American women, do you feel like y'all are losing y'all American men to these overseas women?
No, I don't. Because if the guy wants to run to overseas, then that's fine. That's just because the thing is, initially, I want a guy that wants to work on himself and ourselves and not run. You know, not just say, oh, I quit. You know, they quit women or they quit women over here. I just want to do over there. I can understand if you go over there and someone treats you right and y'all fall for each other, that's different. But then to actively, selectively say, I'm not dealing with this no more. Just like I know you said a man is getting bit all the time and then he's not going to wait around for that one woman. But, you know, women, we go through it too. But I'm not going to give up on men here. But that's just my choice.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, you said you don't want to give up. Do you think it's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, you ain't giving up. You just like, I'm gonna try something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think this was going on. A lot of these men is going overseas. I don't think they're giving up on the women. I think they just want to try something different. I think they're tired because
I
some
tried
of these
something
men,
different, then I gave up.
And why does it have to be referred to as running? Like, why can't men just explore their options?
Because the thing, it wasn't saying exploring. He said selectively, I will not date anything Americans anymore. I want to date only overseas. That's not exploring. Exploring is I'm open to everything.
Yeah, I explored and then I canceled y'all.
And that's your choice. Again, if that's what you want.
but I'm gonna tell you that. Like, I was talking.
I mean, like honestly, as a black man, you are worldly sought after, not just in the United States, and that's what black men need to understand. That there is women everywhere who want to experience a black man and understand like where you come from as a black man.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like with black women too. I just feel like you said the black men need to work on themselves. The black women got to work on themselves too. And I think some of them ain't trying to work on themselves. And I think a lot of them, like we was talking before you came on here, accepts these roles of side women. Like, it's a lot of black women cool with being a side chick in America. I don't know, and I'm not saying they don't go on overseas, but I think these roles that the women are accepting make the men not respect them. That's why a lot of men are going overseas. Who want a chick that's cool with being a side chick? You know what I'm saying? And that hurts American women when they take these type of roles, like I'm a side chick or or you less. If you're gonna take these roles of being less, who's gonna respect you? Because these women overseas, I don't think they're taking those type of roles. I don't even think they raised to take those type of roles.
They take them.
I mean, so what's your opinion? Like, I mean, do you think that's cool? Do you think that's something that they should be cool? You hear it in songs, music, the internet. These women are proud to be side chicks and proud to take these type of roles. Then they want to be married. Then they want a husband. They want somebody to respect them.
They do that outside the country too.
Do they though? Where do they do that at?
I know
they don't do that in Brazil.
I don't think they do that in Africa either. Nowhere like that. I don't think they take no.
I'm gonna tell you, I know for a fact they don't do that in Brazil because I don't know how many times I done just met a chick and just been cool just on some friend shit, and if you show them a teeny amount of just like care, they get hella jealous that you've been friends with another chick. So I know for a fact they're not accepting those side chick roles.
But when that happens in America and the woman gets a little bit jealous, she's angry, she's black. What's wrong with her?
I never said no shit like that, so I don't even know what that means. But I just know the culture here is the culture in the States. I'm in the States at this moment, by the way. That's what I'm saying here. The culture here is more so geared towards side chicks. Like that shit is like hyped up and praised for like sneaky links and all that type of shit. It's just not the culture.
Can I say something? Because I do YouTube too. So I put in the channel also. There has been a divide, and it's through the social media. It's through all of the stuff that you see now going on. They promote men against women. I don't know if you see it, but so what do you think is the music is selective like that? They don't have love music anymore. You got to sit there and listen to like old tracks on YouTube if you want to fall in love. But all I hear is men saying FUB and women saying we don't need you as a result, and it's a back and forth thing. And I think that's the media doing it.
You know why I feel like, in my opinion, why women get upset that men go overseas is the fact that women in the States don't have to everything's at their disposal pretty much. They got everything, they got all the leverage. So when men leave with knowledge and they go to Brazil, Colombia, they have now the leverage, right? Women can, if Shorty right here with the red hair, you can go on your phone right now. If you don't feel like eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can just hit up any dude in your phone and be like, look, I got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a few snacks in between paid for. Right? Am I lying or not?
I don't move like that, but
am I lying or no?
So
I've seen women do it. I heard men on dating apps say that they're using it to eat out.
I met many chicks that's like that.
The bottom line is women control access to sex in the U.S. You know what I mean? Men have took that power back and said, you know what? I'm not going to let you ration sex to me. You know what I mean? When I want to have sex, that's when I want to have sex. And men have found a way to figure that out. And women don't like that they don't have control over sex no more. That's the problem.
Right, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if the white men are not running to Black America to date Black women, Mexican men are not running. You know what I'm saying? All these other races of men are not running to Black women. So if the only dudes that really be tolerating a lot of the bullshit that Black women do is Black men. So if Black men start using their passport and going to other countries and exploring and getting treated better and seeing that the customer service is better over here than it is back home, why the hell would I stay over here and keep getting shitty service? You know what I'm saying? So that at that point, then that starts fucking with the dating pool for Black women. We ain't got nobody to pay for our shit no more. But then you still gonna have that large pool of simp ass dudes that still do it. But the dudes that they really want is leaving, and the dudes who they just want to get knocked down with is the ones that still gonna be sticking around, chasing them and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't knock nobody who choosing to do what they do. Because women go overseas, they do that thing too. They go to these places on girl trips, like the dude said in the comment section. They doing that things too. But at the end of the day, if women can't control sex, then they feel like they're losing because they got people, like you said, buying different things for them. They don't got to buy their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some women feel like I can do this dirty stuff and still some man gonna goddamn buy them what they want, buy them nice stuff. Some women feel like if you even ask them to come on your YouTube channel, you got to give me money. They feel like everything is supposed to be catered to them, given to them. And that's a problem because the women overseas don't act like that. They kind of like treat a man how a man's supposed to be. I think what's the problem with a lot of American women? They don't know their roles anymore.
And even overseas, real quick, even overseas, you don't hear foreign women say, hoes make it harder for us. They treat men so good that they don't worry about prostitutes. They don't worry about prostitutes as competition.
And the prostitute and the working girls in Brazil have a hard fucking time with business because they got to compete with the regular girls that's better than them.
And then I'm taking from this too. Like you got a lot of men that's good men over here in America that try to date these women in America, and they look down on them. These women in America would rather date these dudes who going to jail, prison. They'd rather date the bad guy. So you got this good guy who getting played, who will end up taking that role of a woman with 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, and he'll make her wife. Now, why would that woman who messed up her life and had 3 baby daddies get to have this good man? So that means women in America is winning. They can sit up here, and I'm not knocking nobody because they got 3 baby daddies and kids, but we see it all the time. A woman can go out here and have sex by multiple men. Her life is done. Find a good man that'll be a simp, that'll take her and put her up on a pedestal. You're not going to have that type of stuff overseas is what I'm seeing. You're not going to have those type of issues.
So can I just say one thing? Because I noticed, I don't know, his name is not popping up on the screen, the guy with the white shirt. But you just
Fred.
said...
you talking about me?
Yeah.
Fred.
Yeah. What is it?
Vibing with Fred, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me the wrong thing.
Okay.
No, it's vibing with Fred. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. He said that. What did he say? He said the black men in America are not wanting the black women. He said the white men are not wanting the black women. Other guys from other countries are not wanting the black woman. I'm starting to think what Malcolm X said is correct. Black women are the most disrespected women.
That doesn't mean
And
disrespect.
y'all have mothers that are black.
That's
That
what
doesn't mean it either. Yeah, I don't think it's disrespect. I don't think it's disrespect because when the thing I think what black women lack is accountability.
So let me ask you a question. You say black women are most disrespect.
I don't
You
agree.
might be right. Okay, let's say that's true. Or black women might be the most disrespected, but also they accept the disrespect.
Apparently, nobody wants them.
They disrespect each other too. You know what I'm saying? If black women are the most disrespected, and then they disrespecting each other, and they accepting the role, they go back to that side chick thing.
Zero accountability.
Yeah, how you gonna be mad about being disrespected when you take a role of a side chick and stuff like that? Like a lot of these black women are taking these roles, and then they get mad when we treat them as what they take.
I'm gonna say, I take accountability. If I ended up in a messed up relationship, I always take accountability. If I ended up in a messed up relationship, I reflect on myself. What did I do to attract this? What in me is broken? What needs to be healed with me? So all that, like, don't take 1 or 3 or 4 bad experience you had and then classify and throw everybody in the bucket and call it a day. It's not fair.
So my thing is, what are you American women gonna do if the men are going whenever they're doing that? And I know some of these women don't want them men going to America. They're jealous. What are you gonna do if you want to get your men to come out to America and start marrying you? It's crazy how these men going over here marrying these overseas women, but American black women, American women have problems getting married. They are not treating them as wives, and they go over here overseas and they quickly want to marry these overseas women. That's a problem. If you live in America and you're a woman and you having a problem getting a husband, and the same man that don't want you go overseas and he quickly marry one of them overseas women, wouldn't they think like, okay, it's something we gotta do better over here? It's something wrong with us. Because why would these men not want to marry American women? What's the problem?
It's because the women want to be the man too. That's what it is.
That's true. That's exactly true. And that's the way they've been brought up, because they came up in single parent homes. The system ruined everything. I'm just saying, like, what are women gonna do? Are they gonna?
That is not my narrative.
I mean, you might not be the one that's doing it. What are American?
So you want us to say, oh no?
So what are the women in America gonna do to change these things? Like, these are a lot of questions that people ask, because I mean, y'all are losing, and it's going to get worse. Because I hear more men saying overseas is better, and then women come back and say everybody can't afford. Like, a lot of people can't afford to go overseas, and that's probably why some men gonna stay where they at and they can't do what they do. But the men that can go over there, like the high value men, the men that y'all women probably want, are going overseas, and these women are taking y'all men. So y'all gonna have to settle for something less. So y'all women gonna have to start settling for less, or y'all gonna have to change. Y'all gonna have to start being more submissive. Something's gonna have to change to get better in America. But let me ask y'all another question though. So, like with long term, like, okay, let me ask you a question. I mean, since y'all been Brazil, have y'all been outside to any other countries other than Brazil?
Nah, Brazil was my first place I wanted to live. It's always been my dream place. So it's hard to leave once you've been here. You know what I'm saying? You just get hooked into the culture.
So have y'all dated women from any other cultures other than Brazil?
I'll let Austin go. Austin been quiet.
Austin.
I went to Brazil twice this year. I'm about to go to Colombia here in a few weeks, and then I'm going to another Asian country, well, a different Asian country, and then I'm gonna go back to Brazil. And then I'm probably gonna go back to another Asian country. I'm done with the women here, so
When y'all go to these countries, y'all don't date like. So do the women be like, y'all don't date like black women that's in Brazil, or what kind of women y'all?
60% of Brazil is black.
Okay, 60%. Okay.
Yeah.
Brazil had 4 million slaves. The United States had 330,000. So when black women say we're going over there for non-black women, that shows how uneducated they are.
Facts.
I mean, I think a lot of people ain't educated about what's going on in Brazil and these other countries, and I think that's why people probably don't know what's going on. They have these negative opinions about stuff. I think if people start educating that stuff better, it'll make things a lot better. I mean, how many people actually going overseas traveling? How many people want to? Some people are afraid to go over there, and some people just don't know how to get a passport, and some people are not going to be able to get passports.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I'm here to show them that.
And I think a lot of them they know how to do it. They just choosing not to do it. I mean, I got out of my group of friends, I'm the only one with the passport, and they all see me living my best life on my Instagram, you know, and all that. So they want to do it, they just choose not to. They know it's simple to go to the post office and pay $100 to get the passport, but they'll go buy some Jordans instead. So I just say it is what it is, you know.
Because the passport not that expensive, so.
No.
I think more people need to start investing in that type of stuff. Like, who wouldn't want to go see another culture in another country? I mean, you get tired of being in America, seeing the same women, the same people, same things. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if more people go over there, they probably would like it, and they probably would look at stuff differently, and they'd be like, man, this is totally different. Because, I mean, I want to travel, too, because I want to go to places like Africa. I go to Brazil, too. I want to try the different cultures, too, you know what I'm saying? Because just meeting people in America is one thing, you know, because some of them are coming over here. And a lot of those women and men want to come over here to this country of the United States. So I think that's something people need to start investing in, like, you know, passports and stuff.
In Brazil, a lot of people I met have no desire to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No desire. Just due to all the BS that they see on social media, in the news. And if they do come over here, it's literally just to either go to Disney, to New York, Florida, maybe, but or 9 times out of 10 is just to come make some money if they can and then go back.
Mm.
But a lot of them choose not to even come in here anyway, just because all the BS.
That's true. That's true. Now
I mean, the gun violence, you know what I'm saying, the shootings and all that type of stuff. You can't even go to Walmart now with people. They see all that. You know what I'm saying? They see everything.
So you saying like in Brazil, the violence is not as high as it is over here?
Of course it's high, but you just got to have common street smarts. You know what I'm saying? You don't, if you got this lit street that you're walking down with lights, or you got this dark alley that's closer to your fastest way home, which one you going to take? This is common sense. You feel me? Like, you're not going to go down that way where you know you possibly get hit with a head and robbed. Mm-hmm. Only out of the year that I've lived in Brazil, I've been robbed one time, and that was at a concert, and I got my phone stolen.
Oh, wow.
So that's it. I mean, you got a lot of petty crime. Do they have drug crime, and they don't have mass shootings and all that type of shit that you hear like over here? I feel more in danger being in the U.S. than I do in Brazil.
Okay. That makes sense. Now let's just say let's say if American women decided they're gonna go overseas to Brazil countries and stuff, do you think these American women can go over here and do the same thing the men doing? Like, they can find husbands and
let me tell you a funny story. I met 2 American chicks. I live in Salvador, Bahia. I met 2 American chicks. One of them lived in Brazil, and she still tried to run game on me, trying to make me pay for shit in Brazil.
There is no market for American women around the world.
And I'm going to tell you, I have Brazilian homeboys, and the only thing that they wanted to do with the American women was just to smash them, just to say they hit American chick. They not, because for one, again, they don't, if you line up an American chick to a Brazilian chick, they might look identical because, again, they have a lot of black people there, but one is going to outweigh the other just for the simple fact of the physical attraction. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. For 2, you can tell who eats good and who work out. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Then you can tell who gonna last longer with the femininity, right?
So you saying that women overseas are taking better care of themselves as far as exercise. So you saying they take more time to look feminine and submissive. Like, you know, Kevin Samuels preached about that, they're feminine, submissive. So those women are taking time to exercise, take care of themselves. So that's a big issue, that the women over here are not eating right. They're not exercising like they're supposed to. You see, you know, America got obesity issues.
Bro, every last one of these women either live in the gym, and if they cannot afford a gym membership, they walk and ride bikes everywhere, or they're on the beach. The beach is everywhere, so you want to look your absolute best. It almost forces you to look good. You know what I'm saying? They drink water. They drink coconut water on the beach. You know what I'm saying? They dance a lot, so they're active. You know what I'm saying? And their food is not pumped with bullshit, processed, all this and that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge component right there.
Now, y'all said that women are not desired, so if they go over there, so the women are just getting used. So pretty much, if women in America go over there, they
You don't
just
really see too many American women in Brazil, honestly. Like I've seen 2 in a year, and if I did see them, I didn't know that they were American because they can blend in easily. But for the most part, you don't see them too much. You don't see them too much, and if you do see them, they're going to be white American women, not Black American women.
So pretty much, the men, like let's say all the men in the world, like overseas men, they're looking at the women in America just for sex. They don't even desire them for wives and nothing like that. You're saying
The guys that I've met, I'm not gonna say all. I can't speak on all Brazilian men what they want because you got this one dude that's trending online with the big girl. He's Brazilian.
right?
You know what I'm saying? I forget his name, but he's Brazilian. And
It's actually foreign men who are like taking advantage of these American women. Like they're taking advantage of them with their passports. Like they're going overseas. The American women are going overseas. They're picking these guys who are hot, who are like tall, and then the men are using them for their like passport to go back to America. Get me? And then
that
they
can
leave.
be true. I mean, that can be true. I don't necessarily know.
That happens a
100%.
lot. That's why you see the fat American woman with the tall, attractive foreign guy. He's
Oh, you
using
see
her.
the old ones too. You know the old white women that had those nice looking
Yeah.
foreign African guys. I see a lot of that
It
going
happens
on.
everywhere.
We know that's like some mess going on. Now, y'all being in Brazil, do y'all think that some of those women might look at y'all like, I'm trying to get a green card? Do y'all think that could be going on?
I've never experienced that once. Never experienced that once.
What about you, Austin?
They don't want to come back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he said that
Right.
the men are using the American women. There's no market for American women.
Right, and our message is don't bring them back to the U.S. So we gotta.
And I agree with everything everybody's saying. And then on top of that, Black women, look at the mindset of Black women in the U.S. They want a dude that's going to wine and dine them and do all this glorious shit. Brazilian men not doing that. They can't do it. They can't. Financially, they can't. And even if they can, why would they choose you over them?
Exactly, because you got women over here in America talking about they going on $300 dates and shit. That's not happening in no country like
Bro,
Brazil.
I went the other day when I was in Dallas, right? This little chick I've been knowing, we had already smashed all that shit. She told we went and had brunch and all that shit, right? So we just going out doing shit. And me, I'm a guy, like I spend money, it don't matter. Like whoever with me, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We're at a good time, whatever. And this chick told me she didn't shave on purpose just so the simple fact she wouldn't have to come back and get smashed.
Yeah, that's wild right there. That's
Some
real
bullshit. Like some bullshit.
So, like, as far as taking the women out on a date, like, do y'all believe that the man should pay on the first date? So that's the same thing y'all do when y'all go overseas. Do y'all believe the man should pay on the first date?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't see no issue with it.
Okay. As long as the woman's submissive, you cool with that. So if the woman,
If I'm feeling shorty and she got good energy, she a good vibe, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If we can connect, I don't mind.
Yeah, if she interested, I'll pay. Like, it's not a problem.
Okay.
But if she's showing like she on her phone, like she's like looking around, she's not interested in you, like why would I pay? Get me?
I'm gonna tell you one significant difference, especially about Brazilian women. You know, I mean, I've been to 14 cities in Brazil, so I got a holistic perspective. I talk to chicks off Tinder, right? And like, even you could have sexual innuendos, and they don't have a problem with it. You talk to an American chick and mention anything about sex, she is turned off, her face is twisted. But you can talk about sex, you know what I mean, very quickly with a Brazilian, they're not offended. And then also too, you know what I mean, because I'm on a vacation and I'm short on time, so I'm straight to the point. So I'm just like, what's the chances of us hooking up? You know what I mean? Like, I'm direct. And then some Brazilians was like, you don't even have to ask that, like that's normal. If I go
It's
out,
a very sexual culture.
if I go out with you, we're gonna hook up. Like, you don't have to bring it up. Like, that's part of the day.
That's already looped in. That's already looped in.
Yeah, that's a good thing then. Because you can take some of these American women out and they be thinking like they want the dinner, they want to go out on a date, they want to be treated good. But at the end of the day, they're not trying to have sex. They're trying to use you and stuff.
I mean, that's fair. Every woman want to be treated good, but it's just going to cost you less in Brazil. You know what I'm saying?
And then what's crazy about these foreign cultures, even in Africa, you know what I mean? American women be like, all y'all think about is sex. The foreign woman is like, we understand men like a lot of sex. So they already program and understand how men operate. And I want to ask this lady up here, how come women aren't programmed just to know this? I know y'all know men want sex, but why do y'all try to deprogram us to not want sex how we want it?
Nobody's trying to deprogram y'all, but I don't want to have sex just if I just meet somebody. I don't like having sex with random men.
All right. Cool. Swipe left.
What's wrong with that?
I'm swiping left on you. I'm swiping left.
And that's fine. Like, go ahead and get your VD or whatever that y'all guys get.
Really? But women are out here having sex. It's just that they want to play them games more, and some of them want to be like bored more. They want you to spend more money. These same women that say they ain't having sex with these certain dudes in America, they doing it. You best believe they having sex.
I like to be. What's wrong with being courted? Does that exist anymore?
What's wrong with being what?
It's a waste of money.
Courted.
Because it's become only about finances, get, and there's no receiving for the men on the front end or the back end. So it's like, so you want full access to my wallet, but I can't get no cheeks.
See,
y'all know what men want. Y'all play the game and y'all try to do everything around that.
If I'm going on a date with a guy, it's to get to know him. I have my own life. I do not need a man to buy anything. So and the reason why I made myself like that is so that I can have the option. I can have the option to say no.
So do you go 50-50 on the date since you don't need him for anything?
I just said I like to be courted. I like to be treated like a woman.
But you don't, why does he have to pay then?
Courting. It's a courtship.
Yeah, but why does he have to pay if you don't need him?
Because I think when a guy is trying to get to know a woman,
if you're trying to get to know him, why does he have to pay? You don't need him. You want to get to know him, but he has to pay in full.
Let me explain to you what goes on to a guy paying a date. So a guy paying a date is because he wants to get to know this lady. So you figure.
You said you wanted to.
I mean, I can take you to the park and get to know you.
That's true.
You can take a walk.
But y'all don't want to go on party days. Y'all don't want to do a picnic in the park. Y'all want to go to Ruth Chris. Y'all want to go to the social media restaurants.
I don't need to go to Ruth Chris. But yeah, treat me like a lady. Court me. Show me some type of. What happens is a guy's supposed to work a certain amount of hours, and he's supposed to take a woman out. It's supposed to be like an effort. That's what it is. It's supposed to put some kind of effort in. If a guy's not putting any effort in, why do I want this guy?
Ma'am.
Okay, but you're saying
I'm not trying to use you. I don't need you.
Men put in a lot of effort. Y'all just don't put in any effort. Y'all don't know how to put in effort. American women are terrible at putting effort.
So I put in effort, but if because a guy gives me a dinner, I gotta sleep with him on the first night.
I didn't say that. You don't have personality.
You say to take them out on dinners, right? Take American women out on dinners, but they literally fuck these guys for free. Like they'll go on Tinder, they'll go on like these fucking dating apps, they'll go on social media, they'll be fucking guys for free. They won't even talk after. The guys will ghost them. So you expect the guy to pay for all this?
But are you speaking for a certain type of woman, or the same?
I'm talking for a majority of American women. Like a majority of American women are out here.
Okay, let's talk about the woman that wants to be
sleeping around.
Can we
Why
talk
would a
about?
Man want to pay if it's free?
Okay, what about the woman that don't like to just sleep around? Can we talk about that?
That's a small minority.
Hold on.
It's like 1 out of 10.
Courtship values used to be with virgins.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So y'all want to carry the courtship, but don't want to carry the virginity.
So, okay, so now you're saying that because I'm not a virgin anymore, I have to just sleep with a guy now. Now, no, I'm not valued.
No, we're not saying that.
What we're saying is you'll use the money of a guy that has the bread, right? A good guy. You will use him for the finances, but a dude that got clout, the dude that's popping bottles, the dude that's in the VIPs, he'll come through and bust down that same night. Yep. But you'll make this dude work 10 times harder that got his shit together.
I think you're confusing different women.
That's a lot of
majority of the women.
A woman that wants more than that.
Okay, my
But
bad.
again, that goes back to reaching into that bucket. You got 10 snakes. You're gonna reach for that one. So you're not the majority no more. At one point in time, like dude in the hat said, that was at one point in time. That shit long gone.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
listen,
if-
I've been big too. I'm not choosing to sit there and get, but that's the thing. I'm not gonna sit. Like you said, what happens when the guy wants to go? Of course, am I losing men? I don't feel like I'm losing men because if they want to run, then let them
It's
go.
not running. It's exploring options.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get the
Why do
exploring
you
is
call?
fine.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you call it running? Why they got to run for? What you mean by running?
I just said what I said was, if a guy no longer is unacceptable, you cannot date an American woman. Don't want to date an American woman. I only want a Brazilian woman. Then why are you're leaving because you had a couple of experiences, bad experiences here? Yes.
So you recommend I keep trying every woman and keep getting fucked over?
No, but you don't want a relationship anyway because you don't even have one over there.
Why? You don't know me. You don't know what the hell you talking about. Two.
I asked,
So you recommend? So because what I get a lot of times is you haven't dated women in every 50 states. So y'all rather me jump around the whole damn country.
Yeah.
When I know I can go over here and in an hour I can be on a perfect date.
Can I say one thing? I asked you in the beginning of the call, have you had a relationship out there? And you said no. I've heard of 100 men.
I would not say no to that because that's not true. So I did not say no. You made that up.
There's tons of men who have relationships out there who are doing perfectly fine. And then when they go to America, they have a bad time here. It's not the man, it's the fucking culture, bro.
So to touch on what he said, exactly. I went to Brazil not to run, as you call it.
Yeah.
I went to explore. When I went there, first of all, I had only been there an hour and I knew I wasn't never going to want to date in the United States ever again. I hadn't even spoken to nobody yet, and I knew I was done with American women. When I got back, I don't like y'all. Y'all don't even look the same.
And that's fine. You know what? That's his choice. But my thing is, I don't feel like I'm losing a valuable man because some men want to go over there.
1 out of 4 American women are overweight. Like, and
My
look
thing
at the
is-
marriage rate. Look at the marriage rate. Like, it's going down.
Now let's say it was a trend of women going overseas when y'all wouldn't have no problem with that. But since men are doing it, it's a problem.
Well, I'm not trying to date women, so.
Look, white men been traveling for years, bro. Nobody said shit.
Yeah, Southeast Asia.
It's women going over these foreign countries with these dudes and they damn doing all kind of nasty stuff to them and stuff. You heard about the stories like on World Star Hip Hop, women getting like they using the bathroom on them and shit. It's women that's going over there getting done like that. Who gonna wipe that up?
Yeah, they be going to Dubai, bro.
Yeah, Dubai.
Get
That's
a
what
shit on.
Dubai. That shit is
So
crazy.
Brazilian women just don't act like that at all, right? They're
I don't
perfect.
know if they getting shitted on there. I ain't never heard them get done like that.
I'm just
I ain't never
saying.
seen that shit.
But
You know why women in America are going over there getting did
I'm
like
sure,
that?
I'm
Because
sure
of
if I
money.
watch her right now, I'll probably see it on Brazil.
It's about money. Women are going to Dubai because those rich dudes are paying them to do stuff like that. So it's about money. I'm gonna go to Dubai. I'm gonna let this man use the bathroom on me just to get this money. That's disgusting. I mean, you will lower your standards in yourself. These American women will lower their standards for money, pretty much.
You keep saying American as if other women don't do it everywhere else. Like
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not though.
Well, then we gotta stop saying American. We really do.
Well, that's because
it's not even about just
I
America.
just got a question. I got a question. Why don't you see Colombian men, Brazilian men, Asian men, African men, all these different groups of men on YouTube making videos about coming to America for black women?
There's no market for them. That's why I said y'all can't.
And to answer the question as though I think you asked why women won't change how they want to be, because like Kevin Samuel said, they don't want to put their dick away. That's what it is. You know, and they shame you, and then they act like they don't care when men leave and go to other countries, but really and truly, it affects them.
Well, Kevin Samuels exposed how women was on his show.
Kevin Samuels was trying to help y'all, and y'all literally like ran this dude into the damn grave, bro.
He exposed how those women had they didn't have no logic. A lot of women in America don't got logic. They'll say stuff like, "I deserve a man making $300,000 a year, and they ain't bringing shit to the table." Kevin Samuels was helping and exposing these women because a lot of these women were not logical. It didn't make any sense what they were saying when he came on the show. I'm not saying I agree with everything he did or said, but a lot of these he exposed women for not having logic over here. Not being
I don't agree with everything he said either, but
That man was trying to help them black women.
He was.
Help y'all ass.
the episode where he
exposing
was speaking about the woman, and I guess he was like, "You're not even average at best." He was 100% correct.
But the crazy thing about it is when he said stuff about women, look how men and women acted about Kevin Samuel. He talked trash about men just as much as he talked trash about women, but who got offended? Women. They hated him. They wished death on him. They were celebrating. But men took it. Women cannot take criticism very well, especially American women. And that's a problem. That's why you don't see a lot of them come on these type of shows where men up here, because they don't want to do that, because they don't want to be challenged. And that's what's going on with American black women. They do not want to be challenged. They do not want to accept their role. And they need to do better. They're like, who want to date a woman who, you know what I'm saying, thinks she's supposed to run the show? And she knows that it doesn't go that way. That's not how it's supposed to be.
See, the thing is, y'all keep taking small categories and broadening it and keep saying it's just American women. It's just
so you saying American women don't like to be the boss? They don't want to run the show. They don't want to be the man in a relationship.
It's actually a large majority of them.
Some women do, but that's what I'm saying. That's promoted. That's promoted in social media, just like it's promoted not to get tied down for a man. If that's promoted too.
That's a great fucking promotion. I will never marry an American woman.
It extends further.
Let me ask you a question. Are you gonna marry a Brazilian woman?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm already married to a Colombian, but
okay.
I want to say that it extends further than America. It's westernized culture. You got men from Europe, Australia, United States, Canada, all the first world countries
with feminism
are flocking to Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So it's not of American issue that men have. It's a westernized culture issue, you know. So to suggest men stay and work on America, it's a system. You know what I mean? It's a westernized system, which is
and the women here are just damaged. Like they're getting ran through. They have no personality. Their hygiene is off, like Austin says. Like they're just not good fits for men. Like men are just traveling overseas. They're seeing these women and how they act. They're just acting way better. They look better. They smell better.
Let me ask her a question when you get through. Go ahead.
Like, you just see the competition between women and overseas, and you just look at America. They're overweight. They don't cook. They don't clean. They smell bad. Like, why would you want to like stay here and deal with that shit?
I've had Brazilian women come and they'll message me and they'll come to the United States and ask why all the black women look at them crazy, like they want to fight them and shit. Because they don't like the competition.
Yeah.
Let me ask her a question. Okay, so I know you don't understand generalizations or you don't like them, right? What do you think the average American woman has better that the average Brazilian woman doesn't?
That's a fair question.
For a man?
Well, I mean, yeah.
So the thing is, the men that are raised here.
No, I didn't ask you that. What does the average Brazilian woman not have that the average American woman can offer to a man?
You're asking me, like I said, I haven't been to Brazil.
What do you think? So, okay, let me ask you this. So what do you think that you have better than a foreign woman in general?
See, I'm not in the nature of comparing myself.
Everything is comparison.
I said, what do you think the average American woman has better than the average foreign woman?
Like I said, I haven't been to Brazil. So I'm not going to sit here and shoot myself in the foot and answer a question that I'm not knowledgeable.
You said that men are running, so you must have something good that we're running
for a man to just close off, right, and leave America and go to Brazil and say, you know what, I'm not dealing with no American because you had a couple of bad experiences.
What is he missing out on in America is what I'm asking you.
I'm saying the ones that are staying here. You have a chance to
If
grow
I-
together, to fight, to have this general. Because the thing is, you're broken too. Don't think that you're just gonna be healed because you go to another country.
Don't start that therapy shit. What does a man miss out on when he leaves
I know, 'cause
women
you don't
in
want
America?
the therapy. I get it. You want to run to Brazil so you don't have to deal with.
But you're not answering the question. It's a simple question.
This therapy is a scam, and I'm telling you, you American women have to be getting commission off of it because y'all use
Because
that.
you're so perfect. I get it.
I never said that, but what I am saying is, what is a man missing out on by not fooling with you?
Facts. Like Buddy said, ice cream is better than shit.
What if I decide to go to Brazil, which is a problem to a lot of people, and I commonly ask, what am I missing out on? Because I know what I did miss out on by not going to Brazil. So what am I missing out on by fooling with you?
See, you're not a problem. I'm not missing out on anything
I'm gonna answer for you is nothing because you won't answer the question.
Because you want me to sit here and say, why won't you stay? I don't care.
That's not what I want you to tell me. Give me 3 reasons, 3 things that you as an American or in general, American woman can offer a man in America. If he decides to jump ship and go to Brazil, Cambodia, what is he missing out on? Let me give you an example because you still don't understand. If by me not going to Brazil, right, I didn't have to suffer from bad pH levels. I actually got to deal with feminine women, and the majority of the women I saw were in shape. What is an American woman not offering to an American man that he might be missing out on?
You just generalized
We
again.
live in a general world.
All right, let me ask you a question.
This mouth was not made for you specifically.
Let me ask you a question.
It was made for the general human.
So
that has 2 fingers right here.
No American woman is in shape. That's what you're saying.
That's not what I asked you.
And no American woman has a great pH balance.
Just say we ain't missing out on shit.
I'm just saying. You just named 3 things that women in America have too.
Okay.
It's a needle in the haystack, and when you get
not
that
a
needle
in a haystack.
when
Go
you
to the
get that
gym in
needle,
America and see what you
when
find.
you get that needle, it's rusty than a motherfucker.
Go to the gym in America. I bet you're gonna find women that.
All right, let me ask you this, because since she's talking about fight, what does this fight look like?
Excuse me?
What does this fight look like? You keep saying fight. What does this fight look like?
I told you, we're broken, both men and women.
I'm not broken.
I know about no. We spend too many times.
I ain't broken, bro. Don't put me in that shit.
we spend too many times on these panels talking about the problem. I want to hear the solution.
Yeah, that is true. I agree with you. Solution is what we need to be talking about.
Okay.
What solution?
All we're hearing is
It's
gaslighting and
healing.
screaming. That's all we're hearing.
It's the healing. What have you been? You have to go deeper than that. What have you been through? What is your past relationship? What have you turned you off so much that you just can't stand American women?
We know the problem. What's the solution? We know the problem.
We got to dig with that, and we got to start healing with that.
What is the problem?
Me going to therapy is gonna make you act right.
That ain't gonna do nothing.
So I'm acting wrong.
No,
I'm
me going to therapy, me Austin going to see a therapist is gonna make my past relationships not happen and make the women in the future behave right.
No, it's gonna make you a better man.
But the women are still shit.
Right.
You see that thing is
you need to get. We need a stimulus package. We need everybody to be having free therapy. That's what we need, a stimulus package, right?
That's true. I agree with that.
You know what therapy is for women is telling men what they need to do.
You see, I like the fact that you keep saying that women are broken, but then when you sit there and say, let's work on yourself.
I didn't say y'all was broken. I said y'all ain't shit.
Okay, so we're not shit. So you are. You're the shit, right?
Better than you.
Really? Do you even know me? Better than me. Do you know me?
I can take accountability. You still haven't answered my question. What is the average American woman giving? What am I missing out on by not fooling with y'all?
You did not ask me a legit question. He
really did, though. He actually
That's all he asked.
Can I talk for a second? Because he said that Brazilian women are in shape and American women aren't.
They are.
Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics.
Look at the numbers.
We could pull up. We can go to the gym and find an American woman. I can go with a camera.
Of course, you can go to the gym and find an
Hold on,
American
hold on.
woman.
What's your name? What's your name, sweetheart? What's your
My
name?
name? I'm New Beginning 780.
All right, so New Beginnings.
Find me
Go
on YouTube.
do a test. Go on, sign up for Tinder and put your location in Tinder Brazil for women, and then compare Tinder and one of the hottest.
He asked me a question that is false already. There are women that are in shape in America. There are women that have a great pH balance in America. So you want me to
we know that.
We know that mostly obesity is over here too. Come on, you know American got a lot.
And men too. So what's the
40% of the United States is fat, and the majority of that is women.
Okay, you're giving me statistics, but you just sat here and said you wanted to ask me a question that was complete.
All right, let me ask you a question though. Like we saying about obesity. When you look at people outside jogging like women, how many times you see black women out there jogging?
I jog.
You hardly ever see it though. You hardly ever see black women jogging. They don't want to mess up their hair. They talking about my hair and shit.
Facts.
Man, I don't hear that.
So okay,
it's true.
I tell you what I did get over there in Brazil too. I got cooperation. You see how I asked them, how I asked you, what would I be missing out on? They would have answered that question. We would have been on the third question.
You gave me a false narrative and wanted me to answer that question.
Let me tell you something else. There's no such thing as a false question.
That question was, you said
statements can be false. Questions cannot be false.
That was
so you mean say if I say what time is it, you say that's false. You hear
no,
that sound?
That is a question, but you didn't say that. You're asking me a false question. You're asking me an opinion on somewhere that I haven't been.
Hey Austin. Hey Austin. If I ask you what makes you better than a man from Mexico, would you have a response for that?
Well, we can start with finances.
You're richer than all of the guys in Mexico.
The average. I speak on generalizations.
We're comparing averages. We're not comparing the exceptions. That's what you don't get.
Yeah.
Just because you're an exception to the rule does not mean that rules out the majority. Yeah. We're still talking about the majority of American women, not you.
So you want me to put myself in another person's shoes to answer a question that doesn't relate.
What do you have to offer to an American man? Because it's not cooperation.
First of all, I'm very cooperative, and I love being a woman.
Ma'am,
and I love a man being. I love the masculinity of a man.
I said, what do you have to offer? I didn't ask what you like. This is crazy.
I have a great mindset. I'm always willing to work. I'm willing to build.
Build what?
Build finances, relationships, build everything. I want to build a community too.
Are you willing to cook?
Yes. Oh my dude.
Are you willing to clean?
Let me tell you a situation. Right? This is gonna be so
do you give sex to your man?
You're supposed to. But listen,
I'm not talking about like once a month, like
no,
once every few months. I'm talking about like every week.
A man and a woman is supposed to have sex. It is a real thing.
All right, well, women in America don't think that.
Real. That's how we got here.
What about all these married men who ain't getting sex and they damn ready to get divorced?
Look at dead bedrooms.
Like, it's bad. It's bad. But you're supposed to have sex. It heals a man and it heals a woman.
That's what we needed on the first date.
No.
But, okay, so if these women overseas giving up on the first date, what y'all gonna do to compete?
Y'all like it too easy.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think sex is everything, or do you think it's very important?
No, but I think it's a lot. It's not everything, but it's a lot.
It's not everything?
It's a lot, don't know.
So why do you have a problem giving it up on the first date?
I like to know a person.
I got a question. What's the difference between the first date and the third date? Because y'all busted open on the third date or the second date.
I have sex with a guy when I feel like I'm ready. When I feel like the chemistry.
Okay, so how long do you make a guy wait before you have sex with him?
She seemed like the 90-day rule type.
It's not a time. It's a feeling. I want a guy to get me to the point where I want to feel him inside of me. And that you got to mess with my mind.
I could give you a shot and that'll happen. I could get you tipsy and you'll want to fuck.
No, I'm talking about when you've been like really mindful.
That can happen in 10 minutes. I can flirt with you 10 minutes. You ready to fuck? Yeah.
No, you can't.
Well, I can believe that with you personally. Yes.
But it depends on who she want to do it with. They want to be in control of when they're doing it. That's what it is, though.
Actually.
No,
if you have somebody you want to have sex with and you want to have a bunch of dudes that you want to linger around and use.
So you don't have a high sex drive?
The thing is, when a guy gets me there and we're mentally connected, yes, I wanna sleep with him. I'm gonna fantasize about him every few minutes. That's
the difference. With these foreign women, they already ready. You ain't gotta get them there.
I want to do it, guys.
They already.
They're saying these women overseas are ready to please, and these women in America, they want to be pleased first. They don't want to please us. They don't.
Can't y'all mentally stimulate first? Yo, do you know how much
they cooperate? That's why they do that. They can flirt because they cooperate. They don't argue.
You know the level of an orgasm when y'all both are mentally really into each other and gave each other time.
All you gotta do is cooperate and be easy going.
That's that American stuff. These foreign chicks don't even want you to go down on them most of the time. They like let's just have sex.
Yeah, when you see them so fast, y'all don't even have that right chemistry like that.
No, it's different.
I thought you said no generalizations. I thought you said you couldn't count on people you never met.
When you're sleeping with somebody really quickly, that mental thing is not there.
Hold on. One more thing before I let somebody else talk. One more thing before I let somebody else talk, and you proven our point. So before you go to Brazil or any other country, right? And if you meet a chick online, most likely you like 90 to 30 days out your trip. So you talking to her every day. Y'all building up that excitement and chemistry, and as soon as you touch down, y'all fucking. You can do that in dating. I didn't go out on a date on with those chicks. I'm just talking to them on WhatsApp because I'm in another country. So if it's about being ready to have sex, we could build that up just talking on the phone, just like I do with these chicks overseas.
So you're telling me that American women?
It's different. It's different.
You're telling me that American women don't give it out for free?
They do.
I didn't say that.
They'd give it out to certain guys, like the scammers, like the criminals, like the Chads, the Tyrones. They give it out to those guys, and then the average guy who's the fucking hard worker, who's fucking in the gym.
Ooh, that's the average man that's a hard worker now.
What when you see a guy like that, you gotta pay for everything. Like, what do you expect us to do, bro?
But be honest, a lot of women do want the Tyrones and stuff.
Every woman is not perfect in America.
You don't know it. You need to stop generalizing.
You asked me a question. Like this, just like you said, some women are fat, some women are sweet, some women are medium. So yeah, every woman is not what I forgot what he said now. You done messed me up.
He said every woman in America is not perfect.
Yeah.
You don't know everybody.
Nobody is perfect.
That's my point.
We're saying, can you fix yourself?
I couldn't say that.
What?
When I made general statements about American women, you said I can't generalize.
You said Brazilian women are perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna generalize that. Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't believe that. You go give me a report that says Brazilian women are perfect.
Shit, you got one right here. You got one right here. I can tell you.
No, not hearsay. I want to see like a report that they don't swear. They don't look perfect to you.
There's tons of guys who have families out there, who got women out there who are living their lives, who are living the best life. Like
his name is not on the screen, but the guy with the Yeti mic, like me, right, with the black shirt.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, the Yeti mic.
I'm just saying.
What's perfect to you?
What'd you say?
She's talking to Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
Oh,
what's perfect? What's your ideal perfect woman?
Not an American woman.
Okay, but keep going. That's it. That's the only requirement for perfect.
I would say anything outside of the United States is gonna be damn near perfect.
Well, damn, your standards are special.
My standards got. I didn't realize how low my standards were until I left y'all alone.
I'm seeing. Wow.
That'll do it.
I did a video and it was called "Your Standards Raised Whenever You Leave the United States."
Facts.
Okay, well that's your idea of a perfect woman. So then you just have a problem with American women. Just that's it.
I do, and I've made that public.
You know, most of the
Thanks for
countries
telling me that.
most of the countries we travel to
Let me go back.
have lower divorce rates than the Western countries.
Yeah. Just look at the divorce rate in America. It's like 90%.
So I guess women are to blame for all of that.
Y'all are the majority.
Yes,
of
they
ones that do that.
initiate
Women follow the most divorces.
They
So
initiate
you
the
don't
most.
think there might be like a system in place where it's
That
like
benefits
If
y'all.
it is, y'all exposing the fuck with it. Y'all definitely using it to your advantage. Just like y'all use the child support to y'all advantage. Just how y'all use that whole fucking abortion shit to y'all advantage. All that. Y'all use the system to y'all advantage when it's beneficial to y'all. So no one, I can sit guns right here on the corner. That doesn't mean pick them up and go shoot people. Y'all using them to y'all advantage.
What if I told you that the child support system was designed to split men and women apart?
We know it, but y'all using it against
okay.
us when y'all get mad. We know the reasons behind it.
We're not gonna start this propaganda.
The design.
No,
But
we're
are
not
you
gonna-
fighting? Are you fighting for it? That's the fight we need to have. Let's go fight to change them laws. I'll
Right.
fight for that.
Right.
Look at the culture,
That
bro.
is the thing.
Let's
But
go.
it'll be hard.
Protest. Let's go protest at our state capitals. And so you know
But
what?
why would
They
people?
won't do
Why
it.
would
They
they do
won't do
that
it.
though? Ain't nobody gonna do that because them women don't want to get off the system. They don't want to
Yeah,
stop.
they
living
benefit.
off
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
benefit from it.
They got child support in Brazil too.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they don't have these conversations.
Yeah, I think it's just a culture, bro. Like it's the way that they're raised and their families. Like most of these girls don't even have fathers. They don't have people who can tell them the male side. Like you just have them like sleeping around, on social media, talking to a bunch of guys, and these guys are being used. Like it's a big problem.
Now I will say that I've met women who have been raised by single mothers in Brazil, and they have this mindset of I gotta get it, but she's still on the back end, she's still feminine. She still respects a man. She still would do for a man same as she would do for herself. Even though she's seen her mom do this shit by herself, she still understand like the dynamic of a relationship, what she wants.
I would.
You know what I'm
Will say, I was just about to say. I'm like, I lived in Brazil for a while. They hook up. Don't get me wrong. There's picantes. Let's not pretend like
Yeah, they do.
Fica con ella, fica con ella, fica con me. You know what ficantes are. You know, there's people which means stay, literally. You know what I mean? When you stay with somebody, we know what that is. But at the end of the day, they're not gonna stay in that life forever. You know what I mean? That life ends very early. Very early. That's the other part too. Very early. You know what I mean? And so I think one of the things here that we have to really discuss is, like you said, a cultural difference of the importance of marriage and the importance of being like with somebody long term. I mean, that's an important piece of who they are. The identity of a man or a woman in the United States is based on what she has done for herself. Identity of a woman in South America is based on her husband. And so it's really important that they're able to, the quality of who her life is and who she is based on who her husband is. And so that's an important piece of her life. She will devote a lot of time to that. That's just my 2 cents on that piece.
Right.
And
And
just
to piggyback
think
off of
about
that, can we talk about, how, and this is America in general, but the fact that we live in an extreme consumer-centric society. You know what I mean? Like America, we consume a lot. We're the global consumer. We consume more than any other country on the face of the planet. You know what I mean? And so when we're being sold this whole narrative of consume, and you look at the way these women dress over here, right? Like, I mean, they're buying everything under the sun. So, money becomes a major factor with a lot of these women here, where, over there, the women are still very conservative, financially conservative. They don't come from money. And so, they're sitting there instead of running.
That makes sense though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know there's a lot of problems in America, and we know there's a lot of problems with men and,
Oh man,
women, men and women. But at the same time, though, like the guy was saying earlier, what's the solution? We can keep talking about the problems all day. What is the solutions? Like, if women can't be cooperative to the man, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? The woman plays a role. She's supposed to be submissive, feminine, cooperative. If a woman can't be submissive, feminine, and cooperative, then how you expect these men not to want to go overseas and meet different women?
I think the first thing that needs to happen is, the women. There's a, and it's slow growing, but there's a segment of women who are more, or at least somewhat believe in traditional values here. I call them the allies. Austin, I'm one of his moderators, and what he does there, in the group, roundtable group. And we got a woman in our group called Gail, right? This woman, she advocates for the same thing we're advocating for. She's from South Africa, living in the States. She came over here. She has a husband. She's standing by him. I think that group of women, first, they need to grow a coalition of other women who are fighting back against this feminist narrative. Because first and foremost, the misandry amongst feminists has to go away. Because feminism has been growing since the 70s. And, that's a major force behind a lot of what's happening now with women and the way that they perceive men in this country, and a lot of the unrealistic standards and narrative that are being set by women. A lot of this comes from feminist groups. Now, I stand behind, the original movement of feminism, with them wanting to, at least fight for the right for women to be able to work, fight for the right to vote, stuff like that. But, we need to bring back the nuclear family as well, right? Because we can't pretend like this is a problem that always existed. As we always talk about this, back in the 60s, 70s, even before the 70s and all of that, Black people were married at a very high rate. We know this since the 70s. If you go look at marriage trends since the 70s, since when around the time that feminism came around, divorce has been increasing. So two things that need to happen. We need to bring back the nuclear family, but we also need to have a force of women who are fighting back against feminism and talking more about family, and talking sense into some of these women, so that it's not ultimately a form of misandry. Because I feel like the feminism movement, just like racism is against race, feminism is against femininity.
I think a lot of people don't know, but feminism came from communists. Like, people who are communists, who were like people who came from the Soviet Union, who came from those communist countries, they came here and they made feminism to destroy America. Like, this is literally, there's books out on this you can read, which just shows these people wanted to destroy America by destroying the gender roles. So they made the women masculine and the men feminine. So it basically destroys the way that they interact and the birth rates as well. So if you look at America, you look at Europe, you look at the birth rates there, it's way lower compared to the rest of the world. So once you have lower birth rates, the country basically collapses. Like, the culture dies. It's a lot of stuff that happens, but feminism basically came from people who were communists and want to destroy the West. It's a big theory, but
yeah. Ultimately, I think the biggest thing we need to realize is that, fellas, we've been fighting this fight for a while. I'm not saying we should give up, but it's clear that it's not going to be a group of men that talk sense into the women. It has to be women talking sense into women, and that counter movement needs to be big enough.
Man,
it's just like, my bad. It's just like us trying to negotiate with white supremacists to change racism. Like, we can't do, unless there's some type of revolution. Like, negotiating doesn't change anything.
It's the way they're raised, basically. Right. Like, white supremacists, the way they're raised to be racist. It's the same way with women. Like, women are raised to hate men through this feminism.
Their mothers tell them that, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because the mothers are teaching it because the mothers hate the men that they had kids by, but that's the man they want. Then they're trying to raise their kids. Like they're taking their son and trying to make him be the man they don't want. Like the mothers will get with this thug, but then they'll raise their kids to be this good guy so he could be a simp.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. A lot of that goes on.
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean, things are not gonna change though, because like a lot of women probably just don't. I mean, a lot of women don't feel like they don't have equal rights. They're looking for equal rights with men and stuff. They want to be equal to a man. They don't want to be submissive to him.
This is my opinion, but I think that Western women have more rights than men, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I would completely agree with that.
They have higher rates of being accepted in colleges. They get paid more. There's literally studies done out there which show women get paid more in companies because of the fucking the Equity Act or whatever. They complain about this wage gap that doesn't exist. It's a lot of shit, but
yeah, the wage gap argument. You know what gets me about the wage gap argument is that they try to speak about. They look at industries in general and generalize that element, and they don't look at the same company, same role, same length of tenure, same level of experience. They don't compare that way. They just look industry wide across different cross-functional teams and disciplines and make these generalizations. So that argument right there, man, null and void.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we can sit up here and do all this and have all these good ideas, but then who gonna, like you said, we need some strong, powerful women who want to make that change and who gonna speak up and stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the women back in the day were more submissive and stuff, but as the time goes and the internet get to changing these women and they get to think, well, my body, because you think about it from overseas and over here, a lot of these women getting these fake booties, fake breasts, just so they can get out here and sell sex and stuff like that. And then these women over here are not doing it in Brazil and Africa as much and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, if women don't want to change in America, maybe the men going over here to these other countries might wake them up, or they're just going to lose it all, because that's what right now they're losing.
It will, but
right,
it'll be too late for them. Like the men will be already overseas, they'll already be starting families. It's too late for Western women to change, to be honest.
I think what a thing that can happen, as you guys are, a part of this movement, trying to speak about this situation of gentlemen and wake them up about options abroad. It doesn't mean that we can't support the women from a distance who are allies. You know what I mean? I'm not saying simp or whatever, but pull them into the network. Let's collaborate with them, continue collaborating with them. Try to build a movement with them, but we got to find a way to pull more women in. And the thing that makes it really hard is that we're in the middle of a gender war, and it's kind of like, I don't want to call the opposition, like we can't look at them like, oh, they're the ops, but it's kind of hard when feminism is so combative and not open to communicating effectively, because if we could get through to them, which is the unfortunate truth, we're going to have to get through to the feminists, or other women are going to have to get through to the feminists.
And you mentioned gender wars. Gender wars is non-existent in Brazil. Non-existent. Pick up artists, all that game shit, non-existent in Brazil. I got a question for the lady that's on the panel. If I take you to McDonald's on our first day, are you going to accept it, or are you going to say no?
Why are we going to McDonald's on the first date?
That's not the question.
I said,
are you going to accept it, or are you going to say no? Are you going to look at me any type of way because I'm wanting to take you to McDonald's?
Why did you choose McDonald's for me?
Because that's where I want to take you.
Right.
Okay, not McDonald's. What about the park?
No, I want to say McDonald's. No, don't run from it. If I want to take you to McDonald's, how are you gonna feel about me if I take you to McDonald's?
And I asked you why, and you just
because I want to. I want to take you to McDonald's on our first day. Be ready at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna take you to McDonald's. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have some McDonald's.
They got some good products.
We could go to McDonald's and hang out.
So you would accept that date?
We could go hang out at McDonald's. What's gonna happen
So
at McDonald's?
would you accept that date? All right, that's cool. You accept that date.
I will hang out at McDonald's.
I think
You gonna get a McFlurry?
because
I don't
you know,
believe she'll take it.
I don't believe she'll take it. You know, just based on
There's a
Because
reason I said that.
you switching my words. I didn't say hang out. I said,
Right.
when we go to a date, are you gonna accept my date?
I am not getting dressed up to go to McDonald's.
You know
We
what's
can go
funny?
hang out.
You want to know? But you want to hear something?
Go ahead.
I can name you 10 top tier baddies in Brazil that asked me, hey, can we go get McDonald's on our very first fucking date?
Okay.
And they will be head over heels about the shit.
Now, do you know why I said that we could go hang out at McDonald's? Because what if our personalities don't click? And you probably like, well, I probably want to take her out somewhere else or whatever.
you figured that out. You figured that out. You figured that out during the date, anyways.
Facts.
So
So
why
I
is
gotta
it
take
switching
you. So I gotta
between-
take you to an expensive ass restaurant to figure out if we click or not.
But that is why I said I would hang out at McDonald's. But I'm not getting.
But you wouldn't go on a
date. But we can get to know each other. We can go to McDonald's and hang out.
I mean, what's the difference between McDonald's and Outback Steakhouse, anything like that? It's just a restaurant. I mean,
But these chicks getting fully dressed up and they glad to go on the date with you.
Dressed up. Well, the McDonald's I go to,
I mean,
people are out there yelling and screaming.
if you're really interested in the man, why does it matter? Why
She
does it
want
matter?
no food.
I'm not gonna get dressed up where I gotta have my head on the swivel.
Okay, let's say
Well, that's the problem, though. That is the problem right there, though. I mean, let's keep it a buck. That's
I
the
just
problem.
did the same. I said I would go to McDonald's, but now I have to go to McDonald's a certain way now.
Right, but you know, we could get that elsewhere, and that's the problem.
You said what?
We could get that elsewhere, and that's the problem. So you
Okay,
see, as
and
you see,
when I take myself
you see it.
out,
You're not interested in the man. You're interested in the activity and what.
Exactly. That's why I asked that question. That's why I asked that
No,
question
I
because
just
girls
said
in Brazil. That's why. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. The reason I presented that question is because Brazilians don't give a fuck where you take them. They just want to be with you. It could be sitting at the park. It could be to going to a hot dog stand on the corner. They don't give a damn. They're gonna dress up nice and they're gonna bring their best foot forward, regardless of wherever you take them. So that's why I asked that. So you proved the point, and that's what it was.
They associate their worth. A lot of women associate their worth
I
with
don't even
how
take
much a
myself
man
out to
spends.
McDonald's.
A lot of women associate their worth with how much a man spends on the date.
And you got men out here who are
But
cool with
I
spending
don't take
$300
myself
on a date.
Up to McDonald's.
Imagine spending $300 on a date and then not getting sex. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you take out the masculinity. Like you bring in these single mothers who raise their sons to be like this, to be simps. Like this is the
Can I
problem.
ask why-
Like
Why didn't you ask
Listen.
why I didn't want McDonald's?
You said what?
If a woman
Why
is
didn't you ask why I
interested,
didn't want McDonald's?
Well, it's the same reason when you're in the States and you're dating. If I asked you, hey, if I ask you out of the two options, which one you gonna choose, Nobu or McDonald's? Where you want to go?
No, you said Noble?
I
Yeah.
don't know that.
I don't know what Noble is.
If I say
There we
Ruth
go.
Chris or McDonald's or the park, where you gonna say?
There we go.
Dude, you're giving me an option. You know I'm gonna pick Ruth Chris. That's an option.
So
That's
I can do the same. We can have the same exact conversation at Ruth Chris that we can do at McDonald's or at the park or walking at a coffee or on a coffee date. We can ask the same shit.
But you just
And why
gave
do
me
you-
an option. I told you I would meet you at McDonald's.
Why do
Or
you
the
have to dress differently? Why do you have to? I have a question. Why
You're
do you have to?
switching the word. You're talking about hanging out, and I'm talking about a date.
I will say because I'm not gonna get dressed up to go to McDonald's.
That's my question. Why is there a different dress for when he takes you to McDonald's?
Because the things that go on at McDonald's is different than what's going on at Ruth Chris. Chris, I
What
told
does that have to do with me and you?
people are fighting, people are arguing. I'm not gonna sit here and wear a whole bunch of heels and it's gotta sit here and
Oh, well,
I guess
McDonald's is different. McDonald's is different in Brazil. It's not like that.
I'm about to say it's not like that, but yeah, I get you. Sis.
So let me ask you a
can I get
question.
an
oh well in New York, this is the way McDonald's is.
So that guy spend a lot of money on you at a restaurant, and he wants sex at the end of the night. Do he get sex?
No. You know what? Hire a prostitute for that then. Like, why even take me out? If that's what you want and that's your end game, then Don't court
I mean,
me.
everybody knows sex is part of
Right,
it.
right, right.
A guy taking you on a date, he wants sex. Come on now, we know that's the
Facts.
truth. Women want sex. Ain't no man taking no woman out that don't want no sex. Come on now, we
I'm
Facts.
sure they want sex, but if I gotta give sex up at the end, don't even bother. I can take myself to risk proof. That's what.
But he taking you where you want to go. You said you want to go to McDonald's, but you want to get that $300 meal. So at the end of the day,
if you give me an option, like if you give somebody an option, you're gonna pick a 400 woman, or you're gonna pick
Look,
We got
yes,
the
you know,
option.
you want to
We
know
get
the difference.
the
You want time out. You want to know the difference? You want to know the difference? I don't know how many times this shit happened where it was either this or that. And a lot of Brazilian chicks will find it offensive to take them to. They don't want you to spend that much money on them. Of course, you got ones out here who will try to run up the tab, but on average, a lot of these chicks do not want to be at them high ass expensive because one, they feel uncomfortable, and it's not around a normal environment, so they don't even want to be spending. And they're like, don't spend that much money. We can go have a Corona. Let's go to the beach, or let's go to this little bar on the corner type shit.
and they
But,
say
but you can't sit there. I'm very comfortable in that environment.
what
I
we're
take myself
exposing
to
is
places like that.
a lot of American women are not even interested in the guy. They can meet a guy they hate, and as long as he's spending $500, they cool with the shit. So what is all we saying? Those women overseas enjoy the man.
Yep.
They can the women overseas enjoy the man. He can just be like, let's just go walking, and they'll do it. These women
And
over here
they're not only that. If they're not interested, they're just not going to give you the time of day. But it's more genuine and it's forthright. You know, they're going to tell you in your face, they're not interested. And
If she's not interested, she's not even gonna swipe right on you. She's not even gonna message you. She's not even gonna link up with you.
You got these American women who ain't interested, but they'll be like, I want a dinner, I want a meal. These
But
women
that's how
out
I
here
am too. You know what? Because my time is more valuable.
But be real though, a lot of women in America will go on a date.
If I don't like the guy, I'm not gonna go out with a guy. I will go like to get to know the guy.
Let me give you your study. 1 in 3 women admit they going out with a man simply for food and the nice place that he was taken. And I have receipts.
Again, this is why I told you that I work. I told you I work.
They all work.
They all work.
They all got jobs. But they'd rather use the man money. They all have jobs.
I make pretty decent. I make pretty decent. I don't.
No, a lot of them make good money. They don't want to spend their money.
Make good money. Nurses and all types of shit.
When I was in Brazil, I had 2 chicks that would work 12 to 14-hour shifts and then would deny my Uber money to come ride the bus to come fuck.
Hey, that is true. That is definitely true.
She didn't work.
I'm sorry.
12 to 14 hours.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that?
I will. She done worked 12 to 14 hours. So most of y'all know after 6 hours, that's an excuse for y'all to not do shit. And then she done went home and took a shower. I offered her Uber money. She didn't want to take the Uber money, so she rode the bus and took an hour to get to me when she could have took 15 minutes to come fuck.
You know what? You know what? She's an effing keeper.
She what? She's a what?
She's a
keeper. But that's what we mean when we say American women.
But that's a lot of them like that. There's a lot of them like that. That's the thing.
What word was that?
I said she's a keeper.
There's a lot of them like that.
Yeah, and a lot of American women won't do that. American women are not keepers.
Hey Austin, did you ever bring up this about Brazil about the bidets? Because when I'm thinking about hygiene, and Brazil is like one of the few countries where they got the spray thing to wash your ass.
Bidets, the bidets.
Bro, that shit right there is heavenly, bro.
So they you talking about the little extra shower head thing?
Yeah.
The toilet next to the toilet.
Yeah, the chicks before they fuck, they use that before and after.
Damn, that's just different. I mean,
I just got my new apartment. I made sure every one of my bathrooms had that bitch in there.
I was about to say, when I moved my apartment, I was like, "What is this thing?"
Bro, that shit is heavenly, bro.
Motherfuckers be scentless. They be scentless. You want to
the
eat
true definition of taste like water, bro. I swear, I'm not even bullshit.
You want to give them, you want to eat their pussy.
So was Nick Cannon right? I'm just playing.
Huh?
I said, was Nick Cannon right?
What do you say?
Right. I've been saying that since I was 16.
Majority.
The majority of American women smell like fish.
Now, this one guy talking about a lot of men going overseas.
The majority of women that
is that some true to that? Is a lot of men going overseas getting played?
That's the majority of.
What do you mean get played?
I mean, that's what the guy said. I'm trying to figure out what he means too. He said a lot of guys are going overseas because they get.
A lot of dudes say shit when they ain't been nowhere either. So I mean, a lot of these dudes who be saying shit probably never even been. They just
also like two different dudes that are going over there because a lot of the German dudes is over there trying to run through these chicks, but the people get, they get on the black dudes when they come through. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is that there's two different dudes that come through. You got dudes who like my man's down here who's like living there. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story than you just coming doing sex tourism. These are sex tourists. There's a difference between sex tourists and a dude who's like, yeah, I'm here. I live here. I got a CPF. I got a CPF number. I got all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. That's a different type of a dude, you know what I mean? Than a dude who's, I had to register with the foreign, I have a visa, so I had to register, you know what I mean? As a foreign national. I remember all this stuff I had to do with the police if I don't know. I remember all of that. That's a different thing than when you come down and get your $50 visa and come down. That's a whole nother story.
So what would y'all say about the men who ain't getting the opportunity to go to these foreign countries? Y'all saying it's so great over there. What about the men who haven't been? Because y'all doing a new wave. You're doing a new wave right here. So what you're doing is trying to get these men to be more open. And some of these guys, I don't even want to go overseas. There's a lot of guys who defending the American women and saying, "No, y'all tripping."
Hey, let them burn right there with them. Let them burn right there with them.
Right, they're the haters, man. They're
deal with the woman that's gonna deal with the woman.
What they say, misery likes company. Hey, let them do it then. Fuck it.
Deal with the woman that's gonna force you to go on a $300 date with no pussy involved.
That's true. That's true. Because you got men like Mr. Vicario. He swear that if you going overseas, you ain't got no game and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
You guys are scammers, bro. They be scamming dudes.
They have an agenda. They
charge you $100 for a course. To talk to girls or some shit. Some bullshit, bro.
It's a reason why they don't have pickup artists in Brazil. They don't have dating coaches in Brazil. They don't have dating coaches in any other country except for the U.S. and maybe like another few places in the West. But they don't.
So let me ask you a question: why they don't got dating coaches over there?
Because they don't need it. The culture is set up in place to where like. It's in an abundance of women. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessary.
I said this earlier on Austin's stream when he went live earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I truly don't understand the hate that comes from dating coaches, right? Because they have this or mentality. It's like, if they go over there, I'm not going to have, my job. And so they live in this mindset of scarcity, thinking that they can't find a niche or something like that. But the reality is, right? There's still men who are going to go abroad who just are socially awkward. They never approached women, so this idea that they're going to go abroad and just have the confidence out of nowhere, is a fallacy. If that's what they're thinking, I just really feel like those dating coaches, they could have an angle for some of these men, right? And for the guys who are just normal guys who have the confidence, like let them go. I genuinely don't understand the hate from those guys because a lot of us who, what AMS went on Austin's stream not too long ago. I'm not saying he's hating. He came on, he showed love. But, he was saying a few things that caught me off guard where I'm just thinking to myself, bro, but some men are socially awkward. They don't got the confidence. Why you try to appeal to those guys? Why are these pickup or dating coaches just shitting all over the potential clients that they could have from abroad, and they don't even want to go over there and visit and go experience it themselves. So
you're right. A lot of these dating coaches have charges, but these dating coaches are getting over on some of these people. That's why when I used to watch this guy named Playas Supreme, he won't charge none of the prices of these guys like Mr. Lucario. Nothing against Mr. Lucario. I don't even know if Mr. Lucario get women like that. I never seen him in action. They don't got videos showing them getting women. They only talk about it. So we don't know if they're the real deal.
So that's why I say dating coaches that's my angle saying they trash because they never produce receipts. I can show you 100 receipts right now.
And just like
Dating coaches
on my
are-
channel, I show people that I actually do the stuff. I get criticized for it because they believe people like AMS. And I'm not saying AMS get women, but they believe people like Mrs. Lacario getting the baddest. We don't know if that's true or not. I ain't seen Miss Lacario got them go nowhere and go out and pick.
They don't got receipts.
If you can't show receipts, then shut the hell up. Period.
Yeah,
I
facts.
agree. I agree. If you're a dating coach or anything like that, you should show some receipts.
Because I can take any dude right now and to Brazil and with not paying me shit, and he gonna have a good ass time.
Yeah.
And they not gonna be working girls.
Yeah, you literally get it for free. You
Period.
gotta pay nothing.
You said
I
what?
gotta go, but I said I go. But I want to say thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm on YouTube, New Beginnings 780 in America because I guess they don't have a chance either. But I had fun talking to y'all.
Yeah, we had fun having you on though. You know what I'm saying? You have a good one. Appreciate you coming on though.
All right.
You one of the
Thank
few.
you. Bye bye.
She's definitely one of the few.
But you
The
think
few,
about
the
it,
proud, the
the
Marines
The
looking
only thing I
at.
can say, her coming up here, actually coming up here, you know what I'm saying? She was brave. Most women, American women, not gonna come up here and let y'all talk like this. They're afraid to hear the stuff y'all saying. They're afraid to stand up against y'all. They're afraid to stand up against us. Like
They
they'll
don't
sit
wanna
in the
debate.
comment sections and talk trash, but we up here talking real. We're not scared to say what we gotta say, but they're scared to say what they gotta say to our face.
Yeah, most of them just be shaming you. They don't even be like showing you what you should do. Like,
nope.
They don't be giving you good advice. They just be shaming you, gaslighting you, telling you you're lame.
It's like it was this chick she a YouTuber, Tanya TKO. She couldn't compete with the men, so she started going around talking about Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit Gay. I'm like, you ain't gotta like them guys, but why spread a lie? And that's what a lot of those women in America do. They're gonna lie, spread rumors because they can't compete. That's what people do when they can't compete. I can't beat you fair, so we make up some shit. Let me call him a name and some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's disgusting.
That's what they were saying when you were talking about the dating coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude who's, it's like the dude with the who trains horses. You know, when the car comes out, you gonna hate on it. Oh, that thing. I got horses, man. You don't need to charge it up. You ain't got to put no gas in it. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what they're hating on. They're hating on a new technology.
But let me just say, a lot of the men hating. A lot of the men hitting on other men for traveling. They're felons. They're broke. They can't travel.
Go.
Yeah, they can't do the same things.
I think people need to do more. Cause I don't got no problem getting women in America, and I can get women overseas too. But I'm not gonna hate on no guy who wants to go overseas. Yeah, if you over there paying for ass, I don't do it. I don't agree with it. That's you. If you're happy doing what you do, it's fine with me. I'm gonna do it. I don't have no time to be hating on nobody. My goal to this channel is to help men. Because there's a lot of men that can't approach women. There's a lot of men who ain't going overseas. They're not going over there because they can't afford it. And some people don't want to. So if you can't go over to America, if you can't go overseas, you're gonna have to learn how to get women in America. And it shouldn't be hard. It should not be hard to get women nowhere if you know how to get women. So you really don't need this extraordinary game like some of these coaches are acting like you need. All you need is confidence. If you can walk up to a woman in America and have a conversation, you can get a woman in America. Same thing overseas. It might be easier, but it should not be hard to get a woman. And I don't understand why anybody would be jealous of that. Like, I could care what somebody doing overseas. Only people probably, like y'all said, only person probably cares is somebody who might be struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, who got some issues.
But it seemed like from the people who make the most comments, it seemed like dudes who not struggling that's having the women at their fingertips is the ones who have the most to say.
Yeah, if you got the women at your fingertips, why would you even care what somebody doing overseas?
And that's the thing. It's like, why do you care? Exactly.
Like, some dudes just be capping, bro.
Because I feel like if 50% of black men travel, they to other countries, they would not want to stay in the U.S.
Yeah, because it's probably nice of it. Think about it. Women.
Not even, bro. Let's really talk about it. Not even just for the purposes of women. One thing I was speaking to Austin about earlier, and I know I bring up this shit often. Me and Austin talk a lot. All right, but one of the things we were talking about was, just I want to make sure that we're not falling into the same trap that the red pill community fell into, right? Where the topic always become about women, women, women this, women that, right? And then when you start talking about topics about leveling up and what to do to start getting abroad and all that, those videos don't get any traction. If you go look at AMS's channel, there's a million examples of that where he talks, a topic has something about some strategy of how to get to women, that video pops. When he talks about how to get on your purpose, that video flunks. Like, you know, that's just the red pill trap. With this movement, it'd be great if we focus more on, you know, how to level up, how to get across seas, how to become a digital nomad, you know, how to learn the code, how to, you know, all these things, right? So that the men can empower themselves and get to the position where they have that freedom. Albeit they got to be, you know, they can't be felons or anything like that because then they're fucked, you know, or, you know, old child support. But my point being, you know, going back to what we were saying is just, damn, I lost my thought, but
I think you were saying it's more than traveling other than just the women.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I know. You know, not just the women, it's just the cost of living. If you could find out a way to make US dollars, I mean, for the black man to get ahead, all you need to be doing is making $25 to $3,000 in most of these places, and you could live on $1,000. You know, live under your means, live like you do in the US, and probably save $2,000 to $1,500.
I got a
what's your rent?
2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 3 bathroom, $400 a month.
Yeah,
Let's say
that's cheap.
2,000 AIs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You can't beat that. I think men need to travel more anyway. Give yourself more options. Even if you don't want to go with the movement, just give yourself more options though. Like, who don't want to have more options? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
More options, more women, more things to do. I mean, sometimes you just got to get out of your ways though. And a lot of people don't want to get out of their ways. So that's why they start down there. And that's just like anything. You see it in sports. You see it in music. When somebody don't want to get out of their way, they start hating on the people who doing the movement. That happens with everything. I mean, you see it all the time. And just like with this movement, people are going to hate. People are going to call y'all simps. People are going to say y'all weak. Or it's like that woman say y'all running. It's because they either jealous because they can't do it, or they like, oh, this is going to mess up what I'm doing. I'm doing this over here. They making something that's going to hurt me. So it's all about competition. If people could just come together and agree, you do you, I do me, we'll be living in a better world. People don't even want to learn from people. Like you and Austin is over here in Brazil. These people need to be trying to learn from y'all instead of criticizing. Like, try it first. Before I can say I don't like something, try it first. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be I think that'll change people. Educate yourself more, because y'all are educated on this stuff, and a lot of people are not educating that stuff on this stuff. So they don't even know nothing about it. So people who are speaking down on y'all don't even got no education, or they don't even know nothing about this stuff. They don't even know how to, like that stuff y'all said in the shower with the women. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that. So that's what men need to be starting to do instead of hating on each other. Especially
I think the reason why Austin blew up is mainly because he's talking about like what men want to say. Like, men are tired of American women, like the entitlement. They don't want to do nothing.
He's divorced that's not scared to say something.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. Let's like Kevin Samuels. You blow up when you're not afraid to say stuff, and a lot of people are afraid.
A lot of guys, if he said the same thing you were saying, like on Twitter, on Instagram, he would get canceled, lose his job. People would hate on him. People would like leak his address and shit. Like, look at what they were doing to Austin with his Brazilian girl, right? They were texting her and shit. Like, they're literally like they'll try to do anything to stop you, to suppress you from saying the truth, from saying what you want to say.
I told a woman about Austin. As soon as she seen that white girl in one of his pictures, she's like, I don't fuck with him like that.
Her mother is black, and that's what they don't think about.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just jealousy. That's all it is. She ain't even have time to get to know what you said. She just said, "Oh, he was a white woman. I don't like that," and that's what's going on. Is they don't like. They mad. They're mad.
They just lack the education. Because anytime I've told people, I moved to Brazil, it's like, oh, you moved over there for the Mexicans and then white. I'm like, bro, Brazil has more black people than anything.
Yo,
Right,
you know, and what gets me about that is just it's a level of ignorance I cannot deal with, bro. Because
Definitely.
50% of black men in America, if they worked remote, even just for a call center, would thrive in these countries, you know. But how many percent of the bottom 50% of men, how many of those guys who live in major cities do you think have roommates?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But they have the audacity to hate when they could be going across seas, you know, and thriving while they're abroad.
But you think about it, overseas, do the men hate on each other like they do over here? You don't be hearing no Africans really hating on each other or Brazilian. They don't hate on each other. They don't be over here killing each other and all that crazy. Like, it's crime going on, but it's so much jealousy in America. We want to be better. We don't want to learn from each other. We want to say, oh, he got a new car. He got more women. Let me go shoot him. Let me kill him. Let me take his shit. That's what's going on. Jealousy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The culture is very like narcissistic. It's very materialistic.
Definitely.
Just the people in here in general, just the men and the women, they're just not as good as foreign women, foreign men. Like, you see foreign people acting way better, treating people with like respect. You don't see that in America. You don't see that with the black population in America. You don't see how they're acting, like not just the women but the men to each other. Like, you can see there's a different type of respect that they give in Brazil or Colombia, just in foreign countries in general. We don't see that happening in America.
Right. You know, not even. Can you guys hear me better now? I just went to my stuff.
We can hear you.
Okay. So, yeah, you know, let's talk about discrimination. You know, and you know, because it's crazy. You know, the more I watch, the more content I watch, the more men I speak to who are traveling. It's almost like this feeling of safety when they go somewhere outside of America. You know, safety from the law. You know, they don't feel like they would get discriminated against abroad like they would here in the States being a black man.
Yeah. Or just
You
any,
know,
any guy of color, like not being a white person or a white passing person. People treat you differently, I guess.
They do treat you better. A lot of foreign people treat you better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you probably get. That's why a lot of people going over. It's all about how people treat them. That's why the men are going over there. It's all about the treatment, and that can change. That's something that can change, though. That's crazy. That stuff like hygiene, exercise, and being treated a certain way is that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to do that over here.
Not at all. You know, but that's the part that is shocking to me when a lot of these guys who've never been, you know, have the audacity to sit there and talk down to men who can travel. You know, like I never do it. I'll be honest. You know, I'm one of those. I'm a culprit. I haven't been. You know, I was in the military, so I traveled that way. You know, but I just applied for my passport. I'm in tech. I'm a software engineer. So I'm out. I've been watching enough content, you know, just waiting to get out there. But I don't have the audacity to think that way. You know, so for me, it's just kind of like, why are Americans so close-minded about stepping out of our bubble? We already know only about, like, I think it's 20% of Americans even have a passport?
Yeah.
Right.
We'll say, especially black folk, we
and most of that is military.
Yeah, military. Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, some people ain't working towards goals to do stuff like that, though. Like, some people don't care about that stuff. I mean, there's people out here don't even want to travel outside their city. Better get Brazil.
I was about to say, that's wild, because dudes always talk about how much it costs. I'm like, bro, I went to Disney World last year, and I was like, yo, I spent way more than I would with flight, hotel, food. Food in Brazil is cheap. All right, let me let y'all know something. Y'all can watch a movie for $3, by the way. Go into the movie.
Your dollar's worth more. Your dollar's worth more.
Y'all talking about how cheap. You would think some of these cheap motherfuckers would want to go over there.
Exactly.
No, they want to go to Miami and pop bottles and turn up.
Because they want to look like they got it when they don't, though. And that's the
right.
problem.
Going broke behind these bitches.
You don't want the problem with black people, bro. They want to look like they got it. That's why Michael Jordan is rich. You see Michael Jordan shoes he wearing some goddamn boots we never heard of. But his shoes selling like hell, though. So,
man, a lot of these guys go over there.
He got his little snow bunny.
Right.
Yeah. If a lot of these guys go there, they're gonna find the the fake shops and come back. They're gonna be balling on a budget. I ain't gonna hate on them. Go get yourself some copycats. But it's funny, right? Because I feel like a lot of those guys are probably still on the same, like, you know, sneakerheads channels where they go to like Thailand and shit and show like the knockoff shops and shit they got out there.
Yeah.
But I bet you if we start talking about that, they'd be more into it.
You're right. But some people just care about like looking good and stuff. They don't care about like actually doing stuff. So I mean, end of the day, it sounds like if you're going over there, you don't gotta have Jordans on to impress nobody. Like you asked the lady about McDonald's, she didn't want to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
They care more about their worth. They feel like, oh, McDonald's mean I'm a low,
Right.
I'm not worth it.
Right.
So they've been taught that. They be like, oh, you spending $300, I'm worth it. But when you say something about sex, nah, I ain't having no sex. But then you got women over there who value you more than they value where you go. That's crazy.
Bro, I was at the club this past weekend,
Right.
and I seen this chick. She was nice, bro. There was two of them. They were sisters, two light-skinned baddies, right? Curly hair, just like I like them. Everybody in the club eyeing them down, right? This dude came over here. He turned up, buying all these bottles and shit. He flexing in the club, whatever. This dude came over here trying to. He pretty much just like snatched her and rapping with her, talking with her, all this shit, and then started slipping money in her purse, bro.
See,
So I'm
ain't
like,
hating
at this
nobody
point,
doing this shit. Like,
at this point, like, this is what y'all niggas is doing to like get chicks out here, bro. Like,
and that's what's
Hey,
going
y'all,
on
I
in
gotta,
America.
I
That's
gotta
what's going on.
head
That's
out.
what, that's what you're competing with when you're
Yo,
in
peace,
America.
Austin. I watch your videos, bro.
Brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. I gotta head out. I appreciate you having me on here today, bro.
Oh yeah, I
Keep doing what
appreciate you,
you're doing,
man, for
bro.
coming on, man. I appreciate you coming on my show, bro.
Thank you.
Keep
yeah, I'm
going.
gonna have to come get a fade. I'm gonna have to come get a fade next week before I go back to Brazil, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh shit, don't say that. I gotta go too. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get
I'll leave
out.
next Friday, bro.
All right,
Man,
bro.
you have a good one, man.
You as well.
Peace, bro.
All right, later, Austin. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you in a minute. All right.
All right. But yeah, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of wish more women would have came on the show. Like, I had more women that said they would come, but I knew they were gonna punk out with the title, Austin, him not, you know, in this American stuff and overseas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it is crazy though. Like, Black women complain a lot about stuff, but when it's time to get to that point where we can actually stand up, they don't want to do it. Like, what's gonna change with that? Like, you talking about a revolution? I know somebody was talking about a revolution of women getting together, making changes. They won't even come on a panel and talk. Better yet, starting a revolution of women doing a big time change.
Yeah.
No, they want to
Weird,
call
man.
on comments.
I just feel like, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like the last group of this generation we in right now is, or the previous generation, the last group that's really dealing with the shit. Dudes now is just like, look, I'm not dealing with their shit. I'm out.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what happens next because I mean, you know,
The gap is
they're
just
gonna be
too.
left.
The gap is just too big to bridge, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
You know
it's
what
just
I've been noticing? I'm gonna be honest. You know, since I've been, you know, rocking with Austin and all that. You know, a lot of the guys that we have coming into the group, right? The Enlightened Western Men's group and all that. A lot of these dudes are actually guys who have great careers, network engineers. I'm a software engineer. There's other software engineers. There's a bunch of people who work remote, do remote jobs, and make a lot of money.
Right.
And, you know, like for me, one of my arguments when I'm speaking to these women and I'm telling them, like, the cold, hard reality is that a lot of the guys who are going to seas are the money makers. You know, they're not the broke dudes. They're not the broken, dusty dudes, the bottom 50%.
right.
These are the guys who actually have enough money, who have enough excess money, who can afford to go abroad. So once all the men, you know, from you know the top 30 or so % of America, top earners, figure that out, and everybody's traveling, and they don't want to settle with y'all, then what? Because y'all already only going after the top 20%, you know. So who are y'all going to be left with? It's going to be such a small pool, and so many women who are getting unmarried, and so many men who are getting unmarried. Man, it's going to be a clown show.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a clown show.
I'm about to say you see what's going on with this generation though, because I'm in the same generation as what's her name, Lolo Jones. You see what's going on there? You know, she had a freezing the eggs now, hit 40 this month. You know what I mean? Like beautiful woman, but culture, man.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with her as a person. It's culture. You know.
But think about it. You look at overseas who they look up to, and you look who the women over here look up to. We look up women over here look up to Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and shit like that, and they entertainers. You looking up to a woman who don't do that shit, but for money.
Right.
So that's why you see all this weave and these fake ass and titties, because you looking up to these motherfuckers who damn are entertainers. They doing that shit for money. Like, you can't be Nicki Minaj. You can't be Cardi
and like no disrespect to Shorty that was on earlier. She was cool, and you know, I respect her and everything, but it just image is everything. Like,
Right.
I know if I see a chick walking down the street with fiery ass red hair, I'm definitely just trying to clap cheeks. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm like, damn, that's my just keep it.
Everybody was thinking it, but nobody was gonna say it.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to say it while she was on because I respect her. But in Brazil,
Right.
I'm used to seeing chicks with they natural afros. You know what I'm saying? They natural hair. They ain't. Of course, you got chicks. You got chicks who wear. They wear the weave and shit over there too, due to watching motherfuckers here.
Exactly.
You know, but for the most part, you're gonna see chicks wearing their natural hair. And then once you take the weave out and you see her real hair, you're like, why was you even wearing that, bro? Like, you got beautiful hair.
Right, and some of them lazy. You see these bonnets. You ain't gonna see no bonnets over there in the goddamn.
Oh, you'll never see. The only time I've ever seen a chick in Brazil in a bonnet is in her room and she in the bed.
Right, they'll come out with that bonnet on, like that shit cute and shit.
They do not walk in the public like that. Another thing is you don't see Brazilians walk around outside with their nipple piercings and without a bra. You don't see that.
Nah,
I gotta dip off, fellas, but I just want.
I'm about to head out too. I'm about to head out too, man. I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to end it too. I gotta get up for work tomorrow anyway, so I appreciate y'all coming on and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too, bro.
Have a good one, man.
You too.